Hello, 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 hi. Um, Today is going to be a weird stream. First of all, we're gonna have um how to kick it in a black instead of music.
I've always loved pineapple upside down cakes. They are a classic, and I feel like I need to how to
Oh,
cakeify it. Oh yeah. So
I
I'm
need
gonna
to
bake
have
some
the
pineapple
screen up.
upside down
Okay.
cakes and turn them
Um,
into an upside down pineapple. Mind blown. Actually, Orhan, can we have like a pineapple like exploding?
Yes, maybe that's what you guys should do.
Oh wow. By the time you see this episode, we will have filmed this. So let's see how that went.
I really hope we don't hurt ourselves.
Keep that. Please tell me we recorded that.
Yeah, we were recording that.
Good. There's no reason to be nervous.
can
We're
me
over this. You've always
actually
wanted to be a daredevil. This is your shot. Your hair looks great today.
resize the video a little better?
Oh, he's got gas. You understand? I don't think that's what Spike was going for. Okay, we're gonna go back in. Orhan, you're scaring me. Orhan is. There was a kerfuffle. Oh boy, what happened? Oh man, that
Spike.
poor boy. Oh guys, that was something. Orhan.
Oh no.
I gotta admit, you pineapples are stronger and sturdier than I thought. A watermelon could never stand up to that. Well, no need to waste a good pineapple.
What if I do this? No.
So, I hope that was enjoyable for you. So I have my cake pans, and now what I want to do is brush that parchment paper with melted, unsalted butter. The next step is to sprinkle on some brown sugar. This is just to help the pineapple caramelize, plus I just love the taste of brown sugar. Then I have my cored pineapple, and then I want to lay them in the pan. Now this is sometimes tricky. So the first pan I did, and there was too much space, and I'm like, that space could be filled with pineapple. But then I realized
I'm on Antimixi right now.
aren't you? And there's great overhead footage. Thank you, Changus. Like it's gonna look good. So
Okay, fun fact about
just cut the pineapple into more
those people is that Yolanda been saying Cengiz for years, right? His name is actually Cengiz.
And now I can pour.
And she's been mispronouncing that name for years.
Flat, and you want to make sure it's filled.
It's so funny to me now because I've seen pretty much all the videos that on this channel, almost.
It's basically sugar, cinnamon.
So it's really funny to me to go back to older videos where they don't pronounce it properly. And he's not saying nothing.
Please make sure to subscribe to this channel.
He never said anything. Like, he's just okay. Well, that's a lie. He did. I think he did. Tell them.
I think I'm gonna put out my own line of like graders.
Fair enough.
Right?
I think he did.
A good idea.
I think so too.
Yeah, tell them that his name is Cengiz, not Cengiz. Just forget.
On top of that, I'm going to scoop in another 3/4 of a pound of batter and spread it over that spice mixture.
Delicious.
Now you can bake these until they're beautiful and smell like the smell.
I think I'm gonna request this for my birthday in January. Just a heads up.
Oh, you like other people making cakes for your birthday? That must be nice.
Oh yeah, because she always makes her own birthday cake.
The bottom of the cake.
And also, she has a son. And she makes cakes for his son, right? For her son. But like, I think one time her mom bought a cake. She's a cake decorator and she was going to bake a cake for her own son, but her mom God.
his vacation time. Like he put it in the schedule himself.
Him,
He's looking for suggestions
her
on the
grandbaby a
comments
cake,
below.
you know.
I just don't want to run into him on my vacation. It's time
And
to fill and stack this cake
on one
with
hand, she was
top and
happy
butter.
because she
It's
was,
very important that I place this cake on a
freed
board
from
cut to size.
cake
So we're gonna
making
mix the
duty,
toast
but
at
also
right side up, pineapple side up.
she was kind of upset.
The only thing I need to worry about with this cake is there's obviously a lot of moisture in these juicy pineapple slices. So I want to make sure that my cake doesn't sway back and forth. Then I carefully place on the second pineapple upside down cake and repeat, and then finally the third. Here's something I didn't think about. I didn't like the thought of the top of the cake having pineapple because then all I'm gonna have is buttercream and fondant, and that's quite a lot of moisture very close to fondant. And moisture and fondant are not friends. They would not go on vacation together.
No.
Oh yeah, I remember she made a
Believe it or not, in my whole collection, I didn't have enough of my cake pans, so I used 3 regular.
She made a
I had one that's like actually a cheesecake pan or a
apple
bottomless pan.
McDonald
And that
apple
cake,
pie,
after they were baked,
and
you could tell that that one was
she
going to be
add
different and darker because a lot
fondant
of the
right
buttercream
above the
just seeped out
apples,
through the
and it
bottom.
started
But what I'm going to do
melting.
with the fourth cake is cut off the pineapple layer. So I'm going to level it to just cake. We still have that gorgeous spice mix in it, which you can really see when I.
This is where you see hold on.
And Cody and I, let's just say, enjoyed a snack after lunch. I don't want you to think that went to waste. It did not. So if you make this, I'm gonna save you the trouble.
I don't
Just
care.
make
I
the
don't care. I
whole
don't
cake
care.
as
I just want to see.
now
I just
can
want to see.
crumb coat
Listen,
and
Kaisa,
chill.
Kali,
I love
you
using
girls are
crummy
cute.
buttercream.
I don't care.
Like as I fill and stack the cakes, I always clean around the edges. Put that buttercream to good use and crumb coat and chill with it. So
Just-
anywhere that your pineapple is sort of sticking out more, really make sure to use a small offset spatula and cover it with buttercream. Your crumb coat might not look very neat at this point, but you definitely just want to seal the pineapple in. While my cake is chilling, I am going to cover a cake stand in fondant. There's something I've never said on the channel. My whole idea for this cake was not just the flavor of a pineapple upside down cake, but I want it to be an upside down pineapple. And the first thing I want to do is turn it upside down. Then I'm going to brush some piping gel onto the surface of the cake stand. This is
Look
really
at her.
important because the cake stand is like a glossy kind of milk glass. So not a very sticky surface, which is good for putting
Look
cakes
at her.
on, but this time I actually want something to stick to it. And I'm going to roll out some yellow fondant. I roll it out in a big enough circle, and then I use a circle cutter.
Oh,
to
yes,
cut
she's
a circle
evil.
out of the center, because remember, it's a stand. And then I just cut a line from that inner circle out
Hi,
to
hi,
one
ma'am.
side.
I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm trying to see.
And just trim away the excess fondant flush to the stem.
I'm trying to see you as a teacher. I want to see you as a teacher. I'm sorry. I'm
Now
not.
that the crumb coat is chilled,
Yeah,
I'm
I know
going to
there
ice
is
this
a-
cake with more Italian meringue buttercream, and I'm going to use a bench scraper to get it nice and
I know there is a whole story, whatever. Frankly, somebody gonna make a whole anime,
So now I want to cover
gonna make a whole thing
pedestal
about it
part.
on YouTube,
So
whatever.
I'm going to roll out some green fondant. I'm using a petal cutter that I have. I believe it's from a set that makes lilies. So I'm going to cut out a whole bunch of green leaves, and then once again coat the
But
pedestal.
like, I don't care. I want the
And
where's
now what
Teacher
I wanna
Morgana?
do is
I want
lay
Teacher
these
Morgana.
leaves on,
That's the
starting at
only
the
thing I
base,
want.
And the most important thing is making sure that the cake stand is not visible.
Bitch.
Remember to brush the backs of your petals with piping gel as well once it comes to the point that you're laying petal on petal. You want all of this to stick together. And then I make my way with these leaves up the stand until it meets the yellow fondant. And now it looks like the top of an upside down pineapple. But there was one traumatic thing that happened while I was making this cake. You might have noticed, and I styled my hair differently today because of it, but I lost a hoop.
Oh no. Did it break?
Jocelyn, it broke. I just felt the pull on my
Ow, you're
hair.
pulling her.
No, that's what
Oh.
I'm reenacting because we didn't capture it. And I looked, and the little part that you insert into your pierced ear was gone. It's probably still in my hair, to be honest with you. I just haven't found it yet. To make myself feel better from the loss of this much gold, I had to put on this month's big tea.
She is so
So if you're
dramatic.
part of our Cake Tea Club, maybe
And
you
she
already
loves
have
gold.
this tea. You're
And
loving it
Beyonce.
while you're watching me right
And
now.
Beyonce
If
in
not,
gold.
you still have the chance to sign up and get this month's gold cake tea. But I'll miss you. Now that our stand is prepared, we can get back to our cake. So that same yellow fondant I used on
Anybody
the
ever had
stand,
that?
I'm gonna roll out a whole lot of it. The trickiest thing about covering this cake is it's on the tall side, but I'm feeling good today, and I did it in one take. So you just roll it out till it's big enough. Fondant has a stretch to it, so as long as you roll it to the exact measurement, you'll be good, and in fact there'll be excess, but you want excess. Now that it's on the cake, I'm gonna work on smoothing it out. I'm using a fondant smoother. I always start by smoothing the top edge of the cake. Because the cake is tall, and this is so much fondant, that's where it has the tendency to rip and break. You often see me also with a straight pin, and that's to get rid of any air bubbles. The next thing we're gonna do is something I used to do often, but I feel like I haven't done it on this channel. I can't think of where. I'm creating what's called a quilted pattern, and all you need is a set square, and then I like to use a veining tool. You can also use like a small roller. So we line up the shorter straight edge of the set square with the cake board, and then we press the ruler up against the cake. Not too hard because you don't want to indent it. And then you run your veining tool right up along the edge of mine. Now I need
guess
to
I'm gonna
do
go
this
for
in
Tristana because I.
reverse. So just turn the set
Oh, I
square
do have a
around
skin for her. Okay.
and make the lines still
Oh, I have two
diagonally,
skins
but
for
in
her
the other
actually.
direction.
Oh.
And I go all the way around the cake once again. It was super hot, so if you need to put your cake away, if you find your ruler is sticking, let it chill for a bit and continue. You don't want your ruler to pull your fondant off the cake. The whole cake has a pattern on the sides, but the top is just flat yellow. So what I decided to do is measure and mark the center of the top of the cake. And then I used a ruler and the same veining tool to extend those lines from where they end on the side to the center. And Cody pointed out something remarkable, that even though a pineapple doesn't really look like that on the bottom, when you slice open a pineapple, that's the pattern of the flesh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you haven't seen my original pineapple cake, which is a cake that I tried to make look like a real pineapple, then you need to click here. It's awesome.
That was impressive.
He's super cool. I thought he would sort of take Walter's place.
He did not.
He didn't. Walter wasn't having that.
No. No.
I mean, watermelons are generally bigger than pineapples, so I think I know what happened. I initially cut out 2 daisies and sandwiched them together and then glued them on top. And then I thought it looked too small, so I cut out the largest daisy and beefed it up a bit. So it's like a beautiful little undercrown, right? There's another detail I want to add to this cake, because you can imagine if you turn a pineapple upside down, it's going to be pretty surprised. So I think it needs a surprised face. I've rolled out some white, black, and pink fondant really nice and thin, and I'm going to cut out facial features using a bunch of different cutters. For the eyes, I'm going to cut out some white ovals and some black pupils that I'm using a round piping tip to cut out. And don't forget the catch light. All of my character cakes have catch lights. I think we should just sell a bunch of piping tips and just call them catch light cutters. And then people will be like, these are piping. No, they aren't. Don't try and pipe with them, just one. I need some eyebrows, and for this I'm using a letter I cutter that I have. I use this letter I cutter a lot because I just like the shape of it. For the mouth, I'm using 2 circle cutters, so a smaller
Okay,
circle
so
cutter. First
let's
cut
go.
a circle out,
I
and then a
don't
larger one.
really remember how to play Tristana. I don't play her
Oh,
much.
and with the pink, I used these cutters to cut out some
Text
cheeks,
feed.
because this pineapple's flushed. She's been upside down for a
And
while.
jump.
So now I'm going to glue these facial features onto the cake. You want to know what was so helpful? Normally I use a template to help me line up faces, but because this cake has like this diagonal grid pattern, winning again. Are they?
Oh, they have a mouth right?
Well, she's more surprised than I'm not upside down. It's hard to reenact. Oh, you know what, Jocelyn? I just realized something. Isn't it in Walter's contract that anytime we mention him, we have to push his So if you haven't seen me make Walter my watermelon cake, you can click here.
Happy Walter.
There's one thing I still need to do, and it's the scariest thing. I have to lift up this cake and keep it. But I'm so happy because she is what I picked. Thank you for
Okay.
watching. This is a great
Like I
thing
said in
because
the title, I'm gonna be quiet
bucket
today.
list, which is like what I love about this channel. And thank you for watching me cake my dream cakes. Hoop dreams, you could call them. So I reached a hoop dream along with a hoop nightmare. So thank you. And thank you for comforting me. Make sure to check out our new compilation over on Step by Step. You won't believe what's inside these cakes.
Dun, dun, dun.
So the reason why
I'm Yolanda, and we are continuing with our fruit series here on How to Cake It. This week I caked a dragon fruit. Not a dragon fruit, 2 dragon fruits.
Oh, you did too?
I did too.
Lord, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, what is wrong with me is the question I kept asking myself. Because dragon fruit has been on my cake bucket for a long time now. It was really hard. So let's start. And let's not finish till 2 days later. But we'll speed that up in a second. To make my dragon fruit cake, I baked 4 half sphere pans.
just so you know, that cake broke her. That cake absolutely broke her. Like, she lost her mind making that cake.
We're from Toronto. We have a very limited dragon fruit supply. We all tried to get dragon fruits. I tried. Cody succeeded. He got 1. It was a bit pitiful. No fault of Cody. It's just it's February. And where was I going? Why did I bring this up? Before I simple syrup these cakes, I'm going to sandwich them together. So now I have 2 full spheres. And what I want to do is make them sort of more egg.
Can be a mage with her?
A dragon fruit on the
No.
inside is not a perfect round ball. Outside is what's going to be useful for the dragon fruit. So just sort of carve as long as it's kind of like a... Now it's time to simple syrup these cakes. I'm doing it on both sides, so the flat side, then turn them all over and simple syrup the dips. To celebrate 4 years of How to Cake It, we want to give you guys a fun prize. 20 of you will win a whole year's worth of sprinkle service. 4 of you will win a KitchenAid Pro Series stand mixer with a sifter and scale attachment. Thank you, KitchenAid, for providing us with these awesome prizes. And that's not all. We have an amazing prize pack from Sesame Street. It is so And by the way, happy 50th anniversary to Sesame Street. How awesome is that? And last but not least, we also have a
Yeah, Sesame Street is kind of shitty right now for something that they did to 2 little girls. Like, that was kind of bullshit, and they tried to find an excuse for that bullshit. And I'm like, nah, man, you ain't got no excuses for like literally making 2 children this fucking sad. Like, literally making their entire day a shit day.
So I'm using the same colors that I used in the batter, which are a pink and a little bit of violet to get more of that fuchsia in there. And so I'm just going to slowly add my food coloring, figure it out. And I like to have the cakes nearby. Yes, bring the spatula to the To fill these cakes, I put 1 dome flat side up, spread my buttercream, put the other dome on top, and then I'm going to front coat with the same.
Sometimes outnumbered, never outshone.
Repeat this with the second. Cody just pointed out I didn't use my megaphone. I don't like what it does to my tone. You know what I'm saying? It is time to ice and chill both of these cakes, and I'm going to use my invention.
Things are heating up.
Yes. I'm using my invention, which is a piece of acetate that I didn't literally invent. And
You're admitting it finally.
yeah, I find it really helpful with a round cake. Smooth your butter for a round cake. And I like to cover my cakes in a layer of fondant. So I have some pitiful dragon fruit, real dragon fruit. And I colored my fondant. I have a feeling these dragon fruits are really
I don't really know how to play Tristana, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is somebody that I don't usually touch, even though I'm pretty sure I have her. So it's like
cover the cake with texture, smooth it as
this
best
is an
you can,
interesting
cut away all the excess. And then
experiment.
carefully
Like,
flip the
oh,
sphere over and tuck the
does
rest of the
anybody
fondant
have some sort of anti-heal? Because
Now,
we're
if you
gonna
look at
need
the
that
top of
shit.
it, there's like an opening, so it probably like grows on the stalk
Like
and then
Kane and fucking
it's kind of pineapple-y, but not quite. I don't even
Choff
think
now
this
going
falls
for the
like
anti-heal right there. For the fucking
I don't know.
yeah.
Some parts, like it looks like each, I don't know what you would call this, flap overlaps. But then over here it doesn't overlap, it just bleeds. I have no idea. So yeah, for
I
some
went
reason,
in and I
wanted to
just
take it.
took that kill for myself. I keep stealing the kills of everybody. I'm so
I'm gonna
sorry.
start with these sort of longer sections, and I'm gonna roll out my
I put bombs on that tower.
ready fondant, and I want it to be thicker at this end and thinner at this end. And then I'm just gonna hand cut because it's not symmetrical, and add them to the top of the dragon fruit. This is the part with like the fondant. So I do this to one dragon fruit. These are all on. Oh, it doesn't look really so I put that one in the fridge and I started on the other one. So I was like, there's kind of like 8 of these around. So then I measured my cake around, and then I used a ruler. I found
Oh, I
a way
forgot.
to use a
I just
ruler
realized.
to make this. It doesn't even make any sense. And then I made sure each one of my strands was that thick at some point. Because what I didn't like about the first one is there was too many strands and they were too thin. It didn't look like this. Measuring always works. That's what a dragon fruit is about. Even you will not stop me from measuring. Now I have to move on to these parts here, and they kind of have the shape of a hexagon. So I used hexagon cutters to cut out hexagons, and then I tweaked them because I don't want it to look like a perfect hexagon. It's not like the white part of a soccer ball. It's dragon fruit. So I used my
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Motherfucker run after me so hard.
So much footage. And the only thing that changed is I would change the size of the hexagon cutter because as the fruit gets
We need
narrower,
anti-heal.
these bits get smaller. But
People,
then
we need anti-heal.
hey, it's not symmetrical. So like I tried to do it and not make them perfectly even. I glued them all on with clear piping gel. And when I got down here, I made sure to include some pieces that look like they haven't finished growing yet, right? Yes, so there you go. And then I repeated this. I went back to that first dragon fruit set, forgave it, and repeated it.
Yeah, the dragon fruit was a tough cake to make. Like, to be fair, like as somebody who has seen dragon fruit in real life, they don't make sense. Like they absolutely don't fucking make sense. The way they are shaped, they are weird. Like, dude, they don't make sense. They don't make a lick of sense. And this is from somebody who like.
Is it only us that refers to other countries as exotic, and people from exotic countries like call us something? Does anyone call Canada exotic? Leave a comment below with your guess of what next is, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I have to create all of these leaves, tentacles, leafy tentacle claw type that I've dyed to put them
I'm
in.
dead.
And I want to make the leaves that are up at the top, top of this. I mean, what is this shape even? What is it? So I'm going to use some type gel to glue them right away into the shape. And I'll use paper towel to just help
Not
them
gonna lie,
set
for a long time I thought she was saying you have enslaved,
because if I just let them hang, they'll just be like.
and I was muting her because I was like,
So I want it to look
I'm not,
lifelike and real.
I'm,
With a
I'm,
life and
no,
from a
you
giant
know,
weird cactus.
no.
And for these little leaves,
I
I'm
have to
going
deal with that
some more
bullshit long
expensive
enough,
leaves,
like,
but I'm gonna make them let them
you
dry
know,
into the cake later on.
history of slavery and all that jazz, and I'm like,
Oh,
no,
that's so
man, nah.
interesting. Oh, there you go.
I'm cool, my brother. I'm not gonna.
Hylocereus is a viney. Oh my God, did you write this? It actually says viney. Vine dash Y. I have a set of cutters that I think they're really good for making gum paste lily. I don't know. I got them so long ago. I like.
I don't think I'm gonna have time to arrive to the base, honestly.
Cut out my leaf shapes, and I also want these to dry with some
Never mind. They are actually being a piece of shit. Like, they are being annoying.
as a small rolling pin.
Oh, can you fuck off? Thank you. Like, bitch, can you fuck off? Thank you. Like, how about you fuck off? Like,
I have to keep in mind that
why
I
is
will have
nobody?
to attach
Why is does nobody else anti-heal on this team?
What are they? These green extensions
What?
into my
You
vest.
have bought
So what I'm going to do
this
is use
that
sharp
costs
serrated knife. I
3,000,
just rub a little shortening on the tip.
but nobody
and
else has
I
an entire
cut
heal.
slits
Are you fucking
into
shitting me?
all the sections of my dragon fruit so that I can later insert
Are they serious?
these gum paste pieces.
Are they actually serious
So the skin of this fruit
in the
kind of has a
bullshit right
little
now?
bit of
Because
texture. So what I'm going to do is create a fondant
I'm
paste
quite
and
astonished right now,
I'm going to
honestly.
measure and
Well, even though the game is done, like
so what I've
that
done
game
is
is pretty
a lot
much
of
done.
the
That
fondant
it
paste.
is
I made so
gone.
much
Like
I put it in a
the
bowl.
Twitch
And
and
then
the
what I did
fucking
is I heated
Vel'Koz
the
are
dawn
just
with a bowl of
absolutely
water
destroying everybody right now.
and I painted
So
that fondant paste not only
yeah,
into the
they are
surface
gone.
of
That
them,
team is gone.
but
That game
also
is
on the
done.
surface of
But
every
still,
one of these.
how come we get that far and nobody has anti-heal, and I'm the only one who started to get some
I don't
anti-heal?
even know if this texture is real or if it's just
Like
shriveled.
as a whole, like
This is the only 3 models I
oh
have,
fuck
and
off.
they're all the same. So yeah, it probably is. Once my leaves are dry, the next thing I need to do is I'm using color dust in yellow, green, and I actually mixed a bit of ivory into my green just to have it be a little less bright. And the first thing I do is in the top center of each leaf,
I will fuck you over.
the next thing I'm going to do is take that combo of ivory and green and we're going to make it sort of around that yellow on the front of the leaf. And
Leave me the
also
fuck alone. You punk ass Nick.
looks really intense at first,
You
but
punk
don't
ass
worry.
bitch motherfucker. Why am I still the only one with anti-heal in that team? When there are two motherfuckers
But the point
that have fucking high caliber, like they are gold. There are two with gold finger. There are two
you know what I mean?
motherfuckers with fucking omni vampirism. So which means that there are two pieces of shit
Now I'm gonna move on to
who are just cruising out there
like a cappuccino color.
healing.
Because a dragon fruit is alive, so the edge of the leaves kind of like dry edge. So I want it that way. So now it's time to
Let's just
add
keep
the
going.
dragon fruit and really make it look like. Oh wait, no! Before I do that, I gotta remember to paint the leaves that are attached to the top of the dragon. I broke a few leaves. But that's why I always say with gum paste, make more. That, oh, wait, okay, let me do it. That's what I always say about gum paste. Make extra leaves. I'm gonna make gum paste the musical, okay? Oh no, there's an elephant speaking. I've got something for that dried gum paste. What is it? Shortening. You need shortening. And then they're all greasy and they like roll in on their face. Everything's painted. It's time to add the leaves and make this weird looking cake. Right? So,
My lord.
there's no real technique.
Please kill him, you bitch.
So just make sure, you know, you want some of the leaves that are open and pointing upward, closer to the top of your cake. You want the ones holding down, sort of
Please
midway
just
towards
end
the
this
bottom,
shit.
shorter leaves
Make
at
it
the
end.
bottom.
Please have mercy on me. Make it end.
Be a VIP, because if you're a VIP, we send you the whole episode 2 days before it airs on YouTube. Be a VIP.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. You can see the video. 2 days. Be a VIP.
Okay.
Of course, I always do that. I don't
Oh
know.
my god, dude.
Not one of my talents. You also want
This is terrible, man.
I don't even know what to say about it. I can't believe this was on my bucket list.
You can't catch. Bitch, I jumped too.
I just realized I forgot to talk about something.
Wanna play? Wanna play? Wanna play? Oh my lord,
Wanted to
motherfucker.
say, to make
I
the
wanted
nub,
to push him into the tower.
Uh,
Why still nobody
yeah,
fucking
Aura,
have it? Like,
footage.
why?
Show them what I did. There's a circle cutter involved. There is
The
a
fact that I'm
non-piping
still the
tool
only one with
involved,
some
some
fucking
piping
anti-heal
involved,
is blowing my mind.
sculpting tools, and I
Like,
just nubbed it up. A whole lot of
are they serious?
patience, a whole lot of me making faces and talking to myself
It-
in my head. I don't know. The good thing
This
is
is an
it
anti.
looked like
This.
enough.
They are making fucking warm up.
Right. So I made 2 of them. Well, that's not the point. That's the nub.
Oh, they are making fucking warm up. We are not winning that
I
shit.
wanna
Like,
also
this
do
is not
2
happening.
nubs. I'm using the same
They're
cement
never gonna die. Like, they're literally never going to die. At all. They're just gonna stay fucking alive forever.
It's all good. 2019 is the year of nubs. Nubbing year. You know what I mean? Sorry, excuse me. I also love the idea.
They are not gonna win. Like, literally nobody. Like, why? Oh my
Thank
god.
you for calling.
Yes, Bork
A lot of
too. Like, come the fuck on now. That Jax is not dying. Like, y'all ain't gonna kill that motherfucker.
Back and she has made a sprinkle cake right
Like,
here, and I hear that there's
there are 3 assholes with a lot of
and guys,
healing.
don't forget to enter
And
our
no-
massive 4 million subs giveaway. The link is below. There's so much goodness being given away. I really can't wait till we hit. Sorry guys, sorry. It's just hello. I know. Sorry, we're done here, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let me fill you in. Welcome back to How to Cake It. I'm Yolanda.
I'm endorsing.
Winter
I'm
is
endorsing the
coming,
Twitch
and
because
you
he
all
is
know
good.
what
Like, he knows what the
to
fuck
do.
he is
So this
doing.
week, I caked
We need to push
citrus
that hoe as hard.
lime, lemon, orange, and grapefruit. To
What the
make these
fuck do you
cakes, I
want to
prepared
report that
8
that
pounds
Maokai?
of
Why?
ultimate vanilla batter, and then I dyed them according to the citrus fruit recipe. And now I need to carve these pieces that are part of the cake, but I need to trim away all of the pounds.
Oh my god. I'm glad that they ignored the person who can literally boost their attack
I wore
speed.
this t-shirt to the field.
Like, I know it was not a threat for like half of that fight, like half of the
This
game, but
is where the
still.
vitamin C comes in. I'm not just gonna simple syrup these cakes with regular simple syrup.
Quickly tell us how did you make the simple syrups? You put
Okay.
on some easy.
To make the simple syrup, you said quickly. This simple syrup is so easy to make. It's just a combination of sugar, water, and then freshly squeezed juice, like lime, lemon, orange, grapefruit, boiled together. It's amazing. Lemon simple syrup for the lemon cake, lime simple syrup for the lime cake, orange simple syrup for the orange cake, and grapefruit simple syrup for the grapefruit cake. In my opinion, citrus is one of the best things to put in simple syrup. It is delicious. Sir Squeeze helped me, of course, as usual, that's his job. Speaking of Sir Squeeze, you can pick up a Sir Squeeze along with my cake book in a book and bottle bundle on sale right now.
I think I had.
Click here. I could tell that he felt a real connection with the citrus fruits. Honestly, I had to tell him and the lemons and the limes to stop talking.
What they were talking about.
Being squeezed. Everyone's always squeezing me. Once my simple syrup has soaked in, it's
I love how she's making like a whole personification of Sir Squeeze and.
read your comments
Oh.
and I just want to say,
I'm sorry for any disturbances I have caused with this megaphone. It is now time to crumb coat and chill.
Well played.
I'm never giving it up. I'm sorry. No. Oh, you know what? You know what I realized? The lime and the lemon both have like a little. Thank you. You see, they have this here. Lemon hump. I always tell you guys, save your cake humps. I use the tiny cake hump from my green cake. I actually just used like a round piping tip to cut a circle out of that, and then I glued it on the top and crumb coated it into the rest of the cake. And then I did the same with the yellow dyed cake for the lemon cake. Guys, it's cold season, so share this video with someone that you love. Give them a dose of vitamin C.
Yeah, remind them. Remind them to take vitamins.
Remind them to get their daily dose of vitamin C. So share this video daily. Now that my crumb coat is chilled, it's time to ice these cakes again and chill them. You just want to ice the cakes as smooth as you can, and for the
But also the way that playlist is made, it's going backward. Like the more we are going through the playlist, the older the video are. So yeah, some stuff gonna change.
Peaks. I think they're peaks. That's it.
Sure.
While my cakes are chilling, I'm going to roll out some fondant. First thing I need to do is roll out some sheets of white fondant, and that's what I'm going to use to cover the flat sort of what
Can I have Caitlin? At least Caitlin, I know what to play. I'm not gonna ask the Ori. Obviously, Ori gonna keep her.
like the cross section of the
So,
After I roll out each sheet of colored fondant,
oh, I kind of want Miss Fortune though.
I'm still stuck on how I'm going to make the texture of the inside of these citrus fruits. So I thought I would
I'm not
try
gonna have
using
Miss Fortune
a
either.
piece of, like, it's like a net that you're supposed to wrap around a roll. Take the net and press it down by hand and switching the direction. I'm not super happy with the texture. I don't think it's quite right, so I'm going to have to deal with that later. My iced cakes are
She is not a Star Guardian though. She is the bad guy, isn't she? Isn't she the person that hurts everybody?
I'm not joking. My cakes are chilled, so it's
Wait,
time to
what?
cover
Wait, I think Orhan
Starting with
wasn't Orhan smelling those fruits?
smelling that later. My iced cakes are chilled. Orhan is literally sitting here smelling lemons and limes.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. My cakes are
It
chilled.
was.
so it's time
It was indeed smelling the thing. Oh, this is a Vi. Oh, so the girlfriend fights
and then
Jana, so anti-heal. Karthus, oh my god, you're gonna burn. Vigor and Echo. That is an AP team.
Pick up the fondant by placing your hands underneath, drape
So
it,
lots of magic
then you have to
resist
smooth it onto your cake with your hands,
gonna
and
be
use your
needed.
hands to rub out all of that texture you've created. Trim away the excess fondant at the bottom of the lime cake, and if you find that you have erased some of the texture, use your citrus rind skinator and sort of press it into the cake in those areas. We have another new member of our cake community this week. Michelle is getting ready for Oktoberfest with her beer stein cake. Check it out right here on how to cake it step by step, or click the link below. I'm covering each cake in the appropriate color. Now the only one that, well, it's not tricky, but the grapefruit, even though it's pink inside, a pink grapefruit,
Teal
it's kind of like a golden
cast or teal, let me see.
bits of pink here and there. Whoa. See what I mean? Like it's yellowy, pinky, right? Are you still stuck in 2015 using a turkey skinator? Well, join me in 2018 and get yourself the all-new improved Citrus Rind Skinator. Just look at this. It's incredible. It is not the same. It is all new and refreshing. It's 1-855-721-HTCI. Believe me, you'll be thankful you called.
Uh-oh.
Once all of your fruits are covered, it's time to paint them. I've decided to paint the rind of all 4 of my cakes.
I won't die. Yep.
For my lime, I'm using a lime green dust and a darker dust.
Good.
Soft dry brushes to brush it on.
At least we got
And create like
a couple of
texture.
kills out of this.
The lemon will change.
I was going to forget about my boots again.
Yeah, they're pretty smooth. I did use a really golden yellow dust that I had and another yellow, a combo of those two, brushed it all over the surface.
Okay, the way Zoe sprints is really cute. I
My fondant was actually
don't
on the
really
dark
like
side, so
Zoe.
what I used was a golden yellow to brush it over the fondant and tone down the orange. Think again. It looks like pumpkin. Orange is a tricky color when it comes to painting because it's always really bright. So I just wanted to take away some of that brightness. And finally, my favorite,
I want to be like your girlfriend avenge me.
and a little bit of an orangey pink dust to create these sort of blush areas that you see. Grapefruits are always blushing. Jason? Yes, grapefruit is my favorite. When making the nub for each one of my fruits, I used my ivory gum paste to shape a nub for each one of my citrus fruits. Yes, Jocelyn, I'm still using ivory. Ivory is winning. I like to use different tools like sculpting tools, paint brushes, round piping tips. So I just looked at each fruit each time and created the appropriate nub. And then I also wanted to paint those nubs to give them a bit more life. So I'm using, again, some more of the dust colors, but I was using a little bit of clear food grade alcohol to make them look all realistic. I know you guys are always asking in the comments, where's Jocelyn? Jocelyn is working behind the scenes and she'll come here as often as she can. And by the way, what's wrong with Gourmand? Yeah, I mean, other than like smelling lemons and sad thinking that Pop-Tarts come with mushroom flavor, what's wrong? The next thing I need to do is measure the diameter of things. So we've done this portion. Now remember those sheets of white fondant that we rolled before and chilled? We're going to pull them out of the fridge and we're going to cut them to the exact right size that I need. Now I have this is not right. Now I have, I do that all the time. Now I have 4 circles of white fondant that are the right size. I'm going to create the pulp of these citrus fruits. So I'm going to simply use a sculpting
Oh fuck, I messed up.
tediously
Okay.
create the texture of my fruit. First thing I do is mark a circle on the surface of my colored fondant, making sure that that circle is the same size as my cake. Then I use my sculpting tool and I just simply go back. It's like, think about like brackets. Curve, right? And I'm going from the outside edge of the circle down to the center, all around it like a pizza. And no, it didn't take forever.
Shut down.
It took
Shut down.
I want to add some life and a little more color by painting. For this I'm using, well, I used a combination. I used some gel food coloring, some dust color, food grade alcohol, and I just painted the surface of each one to make it a little more vibrant and lively and shiny. I have to let these sheets of textured and painted fondant dry completely before moving on. In the meantime, while the fondant, we just picked up 2 more lemons.
Target marked. Immaculate.
I have a problem. While my painted fondant is drying, I'm going to take this time to make myself some paper pencils sort of triangles or triceps, and I use this to cut all my segments of the cinnamon fruits. I use some mathematics and proof of it. I love Nesquik's cake. I love Nesquik's cake. If you think you know what I'm talking about, leave a comment below, and if you don't want to miss it,
The cake,
subscribe to this channel.
the next one, the Nest cake, she baked on the channel was actually a bread cake. It was bread.
And now what I need to do is one at a time cut all the segments for each. I decided to make 8 segments per fruit. The grapefruit technically should have more, but I wanted them to all be action. A grapefruit is always one. The next
Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
is glue all of these segments to the appropriate white circle. So I pull out the tiniest white circle of fondant, I flip over all my line segments, brush on some clear piping, and line them up on the circle. Then I repeat this.
I slow these ass down.
The orange and the green. And make sure to even. It doesn't have to be a perfectly even, but you want a similar size border of white all over.
Fuck.
Do you know what that white part is called?
Boom.
That is
Headshot.
called pith. Pith. And I need to glue them onto the surface of each cake. I spread a thin layer of royal icing onto the base of the lime cake, and then I carefully pick up a circle with the lime segments and place it on top. And I just smooth the rind around and the circle, everything matches up. Then I repeat this process, carefully turn up the lemon, base of the lemon,
Nope, 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 nope.
To apply some shine and sheen to the surface of each one of my cakes, I simply dab a brush in clear piping gel. Oh, I used clear piping gel. And brush it over just the open segments. When you cut open a lemon or a lime or an orange or a grapefruit, it's juicy inside, or at least it should be.
I
There's
never
nothing
miss.
more annoying than a dried up orange. Why didn't I put Google over these fruits? I feel like citrus fruits honestly are too sophisticated. That's what I feel like.
I am.
Classy. Yeah, and they're a bit sour, so they don't do that. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to get your dose of vitamin C before winter gets you. Also, check out Michelle's beer stein cake over on How to Cook It Step by Step right here, and check out my Pop-Tart Mega Cake.
Actually,
Even though Cody and Orhan ate all the Pop-Tarts.
There are holes in reality and in donuts.
Welcome back to How to Cake It. I'm Yolanda, and this week I am caking the ultimate watermelon, an imported square Japanese watermelon. Him? He's here. Yeah, he's here. I think he's fine. I mean, he looks happy. He's living his best life. Right? You back on How to Cake It, Walt? To make my all-new and improved square imported Japanese watermelon, I baked 20 pounds of my pink velvet. 20 pounds. Is that more than Walter? Yes, that's more than Walter. Oh, wow. Yeah. Once all of my cakes are baked, cooled, and chilled, I remove them from their pans, and then I begin leveling and removing the caramelization from the bottom.
Steady.
Now this pink velvet batter was baked with chocolate chips inside. Ah! You almost fell. I could have just let it fall. I wouldn't do that. But, so maybe you should smile. There's a camera. Okay, this is a show. Okay. Now all of these beautiful pink velvet cake layers are ready to be served. Sir Squeeze is another classic character. You know, I don't know if you know, but he has a How to Cake It tattoo now. Squad. While my surface layers are soaking into my cake layers, I'm going to use this time to color my Italian meringue buttercream the same shade of pink as my cake layer. To help me out, I like to have a cake layer beside me as I'm coloring my buttercream. And I use the same two colors that I use in my batter and my butter. Before stacking my cake, I trimmed my two 12-inch cake layers. I just rested a 10-inch cake layer on top. And trimmed another. As we fill and stack this cake, we're going to add more chocolate chips.
Burn down.
First layer of cake down, put a thin layer of the pink buttercream. Sprinkle some chocolate chips, more big dollop of buttercream.
The problem is we cannot. We need to attack the damn tower more.
5 layers of filling, 6 layers.
But it is a
Those of
struggle.
you who don't know this lovely gentle melon, this is Walter. We go way back. I discovered him actually, and I used him as a model 3 years ago to make my famous watermelon cake. Started from the field, now he's here.
Yeah.
Right?
That is causes.
It's important that we chill our cake at this point.
Hurting me
so that
in the base.
buttercream sets
Right.
up and it will be much easier.
Shit.
My cake is chilled and it's time to carve it into the perfect square watermelon shape. Although square watermelons are squared, they don't have sharp corners. They have slightly rounded corners and top and bottom edges. So that's really what I want to carve. And I also want to carve all the caramelization off the sides of my cake in the process. You know, I found a lovely square watermelon who was willing to model for me. She was going to fly all the way from Japan and we canceled it. And you know what's amazing? She wasn't even charged. Yeah, she wanted to do it pro bono because she was like, I love what your show did for watermelon. And just wasn't she? Love it. These are so much better than ovals. Or ovals, and even worse, ovoid, which is like a three-dimensional oval. You have a picket sign. Who's this demonstration for? Jocelyn and Cody? It's not even crumb coat and chill this cake, but this time we're going to use plain Italian. When crumb coating and chilling a cake like this in particular, it's really important to glue down the crumbs and let this crumb coat chill for a long time because we don't want any of the crumbs in our white rind. Oh my god, I haven't even told you her name. So my Japanese square watermelon model's name is Suika. Isn't that beautiful? It literally means watermelon. Like imagine like Yolanda. My crumb coat is fully chilled and it's time to ice this cake with more plain Italian meringue buttercream all around. Just add the buttercream all around the sides, the top, and the trickiest part is you want the sides to be nice and straight, but you still want to maintain the curve on the top edge and around the corners. So use your spatula to really help you with the curve, and you can use a bench scraper to help you with the sides. You can even do the side curve of the bench scraper, just be really cautious as you're doing. There's so many tips and tricks I use that help make the cake look so realistic, but we don't always have time to put it all together. And that's why camp cake is always so much fun, because I get to walk you through A to Z how I make it.
We're all solo. Like causes both right now. You got a triple kill.
It's happening on August 11th and 12th. On
See.
day 1, I'm making barbecue treats, and on day 2, I'm doing a masterclass on my original watermelon.
One.
Just click here to sign up, or there's a link in the description below.
No, fuck you.
Are you coming? Because if you say you're coming, you have to show up. And leave your pickets on. Thank you. Now that my buttercream is completely chilled, it's time to cover this cake.
Better that motherfucker, please. He's one shot.
When making a watermelon cake, I like to roll.
Is he seriously running away? Oh my god.
Because watermelons don't have thin rinds. This is just a fact. Make sure that it is long enough and wide enough to drape over your whole.
Hi DJ, how you doing? This is a very random and very quiet stream because it's 4 a.m. I'm waiting until it's like
Start to smooth it onto the
5 or 6 a.m. for starting screaming like a banshee, being angry at the fucking game
side as quickly.
because that game is stupid as hell.
Once it's all along the side, you can now trim away some of the excess at the bottom. Not directly up against the bottom of the cake, but just excess that's going down. Get
I
rid of
abs-
that, and now you can make it smoother and
How about you just die? How about you die? Thank you.
share this video if you love watermelon. Sweet with watermelon. That's cute. Make sure to trim the excess at the bottom of the
I
watermelon.
absolutely
Put that
don't
on into
know
the
how
mix
to
and
fucking
mix it
play
neatly along.
Zoe. So this is a struggle. Like this whole game has been a struggle and a half.
Not
I don't know how to play her at all. Like
oh boy.
nothing.
Oh, why don't I have a pickaxe out? Can we break? I want to make this.
I'm dead.
I want to make a pickaxe.
Oh, I'm dead. Woo-hoo.
I want to make.
No.
I'm about to turn this beautiful white cube into.
Also, I cannot see chat right now because I don't have my phone up. So I'm sorry.
For Suika, I am using Fonda.
Oh, I'm dead.
They
Am I
don't
burning?
look as
I think I'm
fun
burning.
when they're dry, but the minute you add your clear food
I'm
grade,
scared.
okay? Pow!
I am literally one shot.
You alright? Okay, good. Pow! Boom! For the first coat on this watermelon, I need
Bitch,
to mix
I saw you. She got me anyway. Fuck you. Oh my god, I hate it. I hate that game.
a light blue.
Oh my god, no way. Are you shitting me?
It's important that you let the
How many games have I been playing? This is literally my second game, and this is ARM, so that means that. Oh my god.
So in my case,
Thank you for telling me, DJ. Oh my god, I'm so tired.
yellow side, so I decided
Why am
to
I
use
streaming at demon hours?
punch more green. Pow! And I
Why am I streaming at demon hours?
and then let it dry.
An ally has been slain.
Don't forget, this month's KT Club Tea is Treat Yourself, because it's my birthday month. And the sprinkle service medley for this
Do you know what's funny, DJ? This is literally. I've been streaming for an hour. There were no game on the screen for an hour.
picket sign broke. For my second coat, I need to deepen my green paint slightly.
There were no sign
Fonda.
for an hour.
Speckle it on. So I just want to go all around, top to bottom, just using the tip of a paintbrush to speckle, 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 and then you can go back to the dry brush and just speckle. You're just trying to create an underline. For the third coat on this watermelon, it's time to create stripes. Now, if you've ever seen a Japanese store watermelon, the stripes are sort of more pronounced than your like regular watermelon.
Oh my lord.
It has straighter lines. I mean, I'll give you some credit, Walter. You did do Suika some
Say
zest.
hello to your team.
Okay.
Fierce.
I cannot see chat right now because I don't have I don't have chat on my phone my phone up right now. So give me a second. I'm probably gonna die soon anyway. So
And after that, I add more paint by sort of speckling all the way down.
that's very much gonna happen. There you go. I knew it. I could feel it in my guts. I'm gonna put on show how to entertain your own voice and thought are.
Another fun cake to make during the summer is a
Yeah, I'm honestly right now more vibing listening to the videos.
There's no ovoids in here.
And this is literally how I play offline too. Like I will literally just have some video in the background
This beautiful stem.
and I would play games back to back to back to back and I would not like I would zone out. So I'm glad you showed up and you told me that I was
Then I use a
what
ball
literally
to
streaming in the air, showing nothing, like you had the sound of the game and no image.
Before adding the stem to the cake, I'm gonna use
God, it's been an hour and 6 minutes of nothing.
right down into the cake. And then smooth the base of the stem onto the cake. We're going
Oh my god, an hour 6 minutes of nothing.
stripes
This is hilarious.
in the gum.
How the fuck are we? Okay.
I know this cake looks easy to cut, but there's a lot of tricks to cutting the cake to take place of the watermelon, so you don't ruin it. But I'm gonna save those for the camp food watermelon.
Bye bye.
Cool breeze
Bye bye.
are cool. Hashtag Hashtag cutes are cool. Hashtag avoid ovoids. Let's solve this.
Has been slain.
That's not the
Double
point.
kill.
That's not.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Fall
to my
asleep, thank
Cake
you.
It. I'm Yolanda, and this week I am going to teach you
Oh my
how
God.
to taste the Big Apple. Not New York City, a Big Apple. To begin making the Big Apple cake, we need to bake 10 pounds of my ultimate vanilla cake batter in
Okay.
4 rounds.
So I'm guessing he didn't have enough mana to throw his ult because he would have hurt me really. Oh my God, that Caitlyn is hurting. They are hurting.
That's very
How? How
Once
did
the
we
cakes
win?
are baked and cooled, we're going to remove them
How
from
did
our
we
pans,
win?
level them, and remove the caramelization from the bottom.
We
The
were
next thing
pushed
we need
back
to do
to
is
our
simple
fucking
syrup all 4 layers. Who can tell me what
inhibitor.
simple syrup
How
is?
did we win? That was absolutely not
Part
thanks
of
to
the
me,
reason what is done to
cause
butter. Jeremy,
Boil butter and sugar.
I-
Boil butter and sugar. Boil butter and sugar.
I put
Jeremy,
my hand up. She didn't.
That's not how you get it done. You don't put your hand up and wait. You just say it.
Yeah.
no, you put your hand. I can tell what kind of student you were.
that episode like killed me so much because Yolanda as a teacher would be hilarious with a student like Jocelyn. I was the kid who would never speak whatsoever. Like they could be nothing, and nobody would make me speak in class. So I would be very quiet, and if I had to raise my hand, that means that nobody had the fucking answer.
Center that holds the seeds. I believe the technical term is star-shaped center of apple.
Do you mean the core, Professor Cake, or?
I see you have your phone out, Jocelyn. There are no phones allowed in class.
Okay.
Now that both my cakes have chilled and the
Yeah,
fillings
Yolanda would not
I
have
want to
liked me
stack them
as
on top of
a
each other just the way
teacher.
they are, stacking the bigger cake on top of the smaller cake, and begin
I had my
the
phone
Big Apple.
or a book in my hand all the time. All the time. Like there were not a single class. I don't think
What can I say about carving an apple? Apple really helped me. Thank
don't-
you. I rounded
I'm trying to think about a single class where I had
where the stem will later go.
where I was actually paying attention. Like 100%. You know what? I know a class
You see how they like indent? And then they
when I was in high school. We had English literature class,
I had a really hard time carving an apple. It's so interesting to me when I make a cake.
and
the carving
that
of
the
stuffing,
teacher
and
who
then
was
I start
teaching
to
it
carve and I'm like,
was
"Why
such
doesn't it
like
look like
she was
apple?" At one
literally
point, Jeremy
the
asked me
kindest
about
person
making a molar.
in the like the nicest person I've ever met. Like she was
Anyone is interested
a
in seeing me
sweetheart. And
make a
yes, I'm
molar
saying
cake,
was
please leave a
because
hashtag
she
below,
passed.
hashtag giant
And
molar cake.
when I'm
And
telling you
should have
that
had a cavity.
it
I
broke
decided to just taper
everybody,
this apple in
teacher,
that.
all
I
the
think that's where
teachers,
it's going wrong. I need to make it look
students,
less like a molar,
just other
more
workers.
like an apple.
My
And
my
when
mom,
I'm happy with my shape, I take the top cake off the bottom cake. and
my
flip
mom,
it over so
when
that
my
the
mom
sides
announced
are
me
aligned.
her death,
Star.
I sat down and I was
I'm
like,
actually using
"You are
a
kidding
lace
me!
cutter that I have just because it
You
has
are."
5 petals like the star in
And
the
this
center.
is something I
Then
don't
used a
curse at
leaf
my mom.
cutter
Like
that I had that was the
I
perfect
may
sort of
say
teardrop
shit
to indent 5 teardrops
or fuck
in the center of each cake.
sometimes.
Now I'm going to scoop the cake
Or
out of
the
those
worst I
teardrops
can say in front of my mom is bastard.
Scooping it out. And essentially what will happen is now that
Or
both halves are
like
indented,
literally
when
this
I line
little
the cake
thing.
up
Like it's
together,
not. I
that
won't
will make
curse
up the
at
core.
her. As in, for example, saying something like, "You're fucking kidding me. You are shitting me right now. You are
I
not telling me
want to
that.
line
You are
these
lying." I'm not
cavities
saying
before I put the
things like that.
Yes, I got something right.
Excellent. Excellent, Jocelyn. I'm glad you're paying attention. That was a test. Once
Like
the
I'm not
apples
like that,
chambers
but I kid you not. When my mom told me that she
I want
passed,
to coat them with
I
a
looked
little
at her and I
bit
was
of
like, "You're fucking
I
kidding me,
just
right?
love
You
this
are making
white
a
one. I
shit
added a
joke."
touch of green because it always has
I
that
was,
it's very subtle.
I broke.
You
Like
brush
I
that chocolate
absolutely
down
fucking,
to each one
I
of the
fucking
secret
broke
chambers.
on spot. Like
This kind of works
because
like a
that
hose
woman
place my seeds in.
is literally
Before I
the
place my
very
seeds
reason
into the
why
secret
I
chambers, I want to
graduated.
spread a little bit of a
I'm
tiny
not
line of
joking.
buttercream
She is
and
the
a small
very
offset
reason why I
spatula
graduated.
on that layer of cake. For the seeds of my apple, I chose to use Brazil nuts because they're a lovely brown skin reminded me of apple seeds. And then I took the top cake, flipped it over, and made sure to align the secret chamber. Little secret chamber alignment. This is an advanced class. And yet there's some. Now class, I hope you've been paying attention. Now that my cake has been sculpted
No, 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 no.
and assembled, what is the next
I'm about
step
to die.
in this
Crumb coat
process?
and chill. Crumb coat and chill. Crumb coat and chill. Crumb coat and chill.
Jocelyn. If you need help with your Crumb Coat and Chill, we do have Crumb Coat and Chill bundles at howtocakeit.com, and we even have back to school bundles. When I went back to school, they didn't have pencils with cake puns on them, but now they do. We changed that at How to Cake It, and they are in the back to school bundles. We should have a ruler with it. Jocelyn, please call Tawny after class. Thank you.
Rebecca cake with the ice one more time.
Yes, we do, Jocelyn. There's no need for that.
Is there ivory in this cake? Ivory?
There was a bit added to the colored
Aha!
fondant, but you don't see that because I pre-colored the fondant. I iced the Big Apple one more time with Italian rice buttercream and placed it in
I didn't realize I was alive. My bad. I didn't
While
realize
my
I
cake
had
is chilling, I have decided to work on the stem and leaf.
my
To
rocket
make
launcher
the
out.
leaf, I'm gonna roll out some green gum paste, nice and
Wonder
thin,
why
and then I'm
I was
using
out of mana.
a percussion mat that I have. It's actually of a rose leaf, but I thought it would work here. And you just press your gum paste between these two mats to give them that veining that a leaf has.
Okay, not gonna lie, DJ, those emotes
And then
are
trim
so
them with a
distracted.
nice shape with a sharp paring knife and dry it on some crumpled paper towel. You don't want a flat hard leaf. You want a realistic leaf that kind of looks like it's already drying off of that. I know most of the time when you go to the grocery store, the apples don't have leaves. But I always find it really special when I get an apple with some leaf on it. Have we not discussed this before? I'm having deja vu. Oh, it was the strawberry. The strawberry is the opposite. Most of the time they don't have the stem.
Yeah.
And then you feel special. With an apple, I feel special when there's still a leaf on it. When I'm happy with my leaf, I work on the stem of the apple. I used the same green gum paste that I just sort of lightened up a little. And then I rolled it into a cord that's just a tiny bit
Oh, I missed.
at one end, trimmed it to the right length, and then I inserted floral wire inside. This will help me place it into my cake and help keep
I'm
it
so
still.
sorry. I'm being
I
real
wanted to create a
fucking
bit of a
quiet.
curve on the
Like
stem,
I'm
so
not
I
even
just bent it
trying
ever
to.
so
I'm just
slightly.
am.
And then I placed the exposed
Because
wire down
I
into
don't
a
know.
big dummy to allow my stem to dry up.
There's something going on in my
Heading
head.
back to the Big Apple.
No, you know what? Actually, I'm lying. I know what's going on in my head, and it's
Time
not
to cover it in fondant. I rolled my red
nice.
fondant into a large enough sheet to cover the
Um,
whole apple. I then picked up my sheet
although
of
I've
fondant
been
on a
diagnosed
rolling
with
pin
depression,
over
like
the apple and began to smear
severe
fondant
depression,
into it. This
I
is
haven't
really
had
tricky
proper
because
medication
it's
yet.
full. It's
And
narrower
although
at
I
the
went
bottom,
to the
and it also has a
psychiatrist, I haven't been
valley at the
able to
top,
go
so there
to the
is going to
doctor
be air
yet.
traffic under that valley.
Um,
To release
for
that
him
air, I use a
to
straight pin. I just make a slight hole in
check
the
what
center, and then
the
my
psychiatrist
fingers
said
to
or whatever,
smooth the fondant down
and
slowly
give me
into the apple.
medication
You don't have to
according
rip up the
to
hole,
whatever the
just
fuck is going on in
slightly
my
cover
head,
it up.
which means
Smooth the
that I
fondant all
literally
around
have
the apple.
been
This can be really
with a
tricky
high
because it's very tight at
depression,
the
no
bottom, because you
medication
get a lot of folds. The fondant just folds up
for
itself because there's more fondant than cake.
almost a
So
month.
take your
Like
time
it's going to
and
no,
really
it's
smooth it around.
yes, it's actually
Pull the
yes.
folds
What am I
apart
saying?
and
It's
smooth
actually
the
going to
fondant
be a
smooth.
fucking month.
I did have some tearing and cracking in my fondant because it took a while to smooth all of it around the cake. This is really common with tall cakes, and also I find when I have fondant that has been dyed or kneaded a lot, it can tend to crack a little bit more than untouched fondant. So what I'm happy about is this cake will later be painted, but I can also patch this one. Now that my fondant is chilled, I'm going to use some of my leftover fondant.
I'm dead.
Listen up. There is a new
So
what do I normally mix with fondant to create a fondant?
so yeah, I
Jeremy, I think you should give up on the hand because it's not going to work in this glass. Alcohol, as we know, evaporates faster than water. That's why I paint with it. And I thought maybe that will help my paste dry faster and a little more matte. So that it went into all the cracks and tears and folds and crevices. You can just cover anything up. And it was incredibly hot. So what happens when it's hot is humid. The fondant, it can be very sweaty on the surface. And this this makes it harder to work with. So what I did to smooth my paste this time is I actually used a damp or wet paintbrush. And in this case, I wasn't that upset about having to do this because it added to the texture of it. Look on the bright side. Sometimes things happen to teach you something. Those are called life lessons. And Jocelyn's not.
I just love it. I fondant face into life lesson.
That is, for me, it's a life lesson. Okay, it's time to paint this apple. Food coloring is very intense. It's very concentrated, and it's always a little bit on the bright
okay,
side.
so salt is burning.
To paint my apple, I actually
Salt is
created
burning.
two
Okay.
paints. One
So the
was
fun
red
thing
food
is,
coloring,
I actually never faced.
other was
I
golden
haven't
yellow
faced so
with a touch of white
enough
and clear food
to know how it
coloring. This is to
works.
help with the yellow more.
So
First
I'm
thing I'm
learning
gonna
right
do
now
is paint
how it
the entire
works.
apple in one direction, so that's up and down, from the inside of the valley all the way down to the bottom, red. The next thing I'm going to do is then take some of my nice yellow
I got
paint,
killed.
different brush. I'm going to paint areas, again in the same direction, but not the whole apple, just sort of patches of this yellow paint. And that's because apple, please. You can see areas, right, on apple? Like she's not just plain red, right?
There's like spots of
There's spots and there's like these little patches and variations. Thank you, apple.
Sorry, I was chugging down water.
Get an apple after class. We're
Because
back to the apples. And I also use some of my yellow paint and
well,
so just
I haven't
some
been
paint
drinking
on my
much.
paintbrush and using
Not gonna
my
lie.
fingertip and basically flicking the paint towards the apple.
I've also been wanting to drink alcohol, which
If you'd
is
like to pre-order my
scaring
upcoming
me.
Cake book, you can get it before it's even on the shelf.
Like it is actually
Look at
scaring
those
me.
Easy to follow steps to make 20 new cakes never before seen on this channel, plus Walter, because he forced me. And I can assure you, the steps will really help you much more than I do here.
You're pretty good, yo.
I'm good. But there's editing involved. Well, there's editing involved. Okay, there. Time to add my stem and my leaf, but before that, I do want to add a little bit of paint and color to those items. Parts.
I'm having a mental day. Like I have to be honest about things. I'm literally having a bad mental day. Like this is what's happening right now.
Dot of it and a clean dry brush, and I'm going to brush that gel on in an upward motion because when you really look at
And I'm not gonna elaborate on what's going on in my head, just because
as it dries out.
I want to try to, keep shit
So I decide
light.
on what cutting apple I like as the front, and then I insert my stem down into the center, and finally I attach. Is your coffee good, Jared? Did you bring me one? Actually, I never understood why people brought teachers apples. If I was a teacher, I would want you to bring me coffee. And then we're gonna add the leaf. My leaf was just propped between my stem and the top of the apple, but you can use a little bit of royal icing to hold it in place if you need to. This big apple is the perfect super shiny apple to give to any professor, even though she'd rather have coffee. If you're getting ready to go back to school, share this video with your friends.
You
I hope it makes you
bitch.
feel better. Thank you for joining me on How to Cake It. Class is next Tuesday. If you like giant food cakes, there's a playlist right here, and there's also a back to school playlist right here that you can also.
I feel like
Oh, and
when I'm having
everyone,
a
subscribe.
bad mental day like
You'll
this,
get a request.
I should
You're watching How to Cake It. I'm
play stuff
Yolanda,
that makes
and
me
this
happy.
week I am making a highly requested cake, which is a strawberry. Yes.
And you know,
Thank you for your help, guys. Really. Strawberries.
oddly
and
enough,
also-
League does make me happy, even if I
Walter, I
lose
said it.
and get bullied. Like, this is
If
an
you really
enjoyable
love fruits
game
with eyeballs,
somehow. Like,
or cakes that look like fruits, please
I'm-
share this video.
I'm
You know,
weird.
Walter, I gotta give him credit. He's one of the most
I feel weird because
This is a
I
jumbo
literally have a
prize
troll. Like,
16
League is bringing me
of vanilla cake.
existential crisis.
And yes, I know strawberries are red inside, but I wanted it to pop. I level them and cut the caramelization off the bottom. I also cut each one of my 4 cakes into 2 layers. So now I have 8 layers of pink cake. 8 layers. This is your job. I'm just trying to show you what you should be doing. 8 layers. Something like that. Now, Sir Squeeze has to help me simple syrup all of these layers. Sir Squeeze-A-Lot is available at howtocakeit.com along with my summertime bundle, which
Oh my god, I
includes a
walked
summertime
into this. I
sketchbook for all
didn't
of
know
your
what I
painting
was
goals,
doing. I didn't know what I was
a
saying
pen to sketch
for a
them
second.
out
I
with,
completely
and
forgot she was
a
doing
set
that
of
shit.
4 temporary tattoos. Summertime bundle! Yes, there is a tattoo of you, and I'm not wearing it. What are you looking at? While my simple
You're
syrup is soaking in, I'm
vengeful.
going to take this opportunity to make
So I kind of want to get some anti-hero shit because
To make my
nobody else
strawberry
does.
buttercream, I simply washed
But
a bunch
also,
of
I'm kind of
strawberries, cut off
tired
the
of
green
being the
tops,
one bitch who
and then I
does
put
get
them in the
entire
food
hero
processor
shit.
and pureed
No.
them. And once I had a nice puree, I ran it through a sieve just to try and get out some of the pulp and a few of the seeds. It's actually impossible to get rid of all the seeds. You guys are seedy. You're more seedy than he is. Now that I'm happy with my puree and it's been strained, it's time to add it to some Italian red butter. I did also add a little bit of pink food coloring just to brighten up the color. No offense. So now it's time to fill these 8 layers of pink cake with my pink strawberry buttercream. I used an offset spatula to fill my cake layers with strawberry buttercream and stack the next layer on top. I then used a straight spatula just to clean up any buttercream that had been used out the sides.
Part of the plan.
And now it's time to chill. Once my buttercream is nice and chilled, I remove my cake from the fridge and then I'm gonna cut one side.
Oh
of
my
the cake
god, no!
so
I got greedy.
that
I got
side
greedy.
Then become the bottom. Now
I
it's
got
time to
greedy.
cut a strawberry, a giant strawberry. So I had a model. Your friend was amazing. She was incredible. She was better than Walter. She was also delicious.
Yo.
Sorry, she was gonna go bad. For the body of the strawberry, the first thing I did to my cake was carve a diagonal line. I wish I had carved it a bit steeper, but it all worked out. For the top of the cake, I wanted to round out all around where the stem would grow. And I even used a small serrated knife to cut inside, creating like an indent, sort of like a little valley, a shallow valley, where the stem grows and the leaves grow. Then I took that slice of cake that I cut off and I placed it on the end of the strawberry to a long No strawberry is the same, so you can't really go wrong. You know what I mean? As long as you don't cut it into a square, it's still gonna look like a strawberry. What is that, Walter? Walter's telling me they do make square watermelons. Yes, I know, Walter. In Japan, when it's young, they put like a glass box over it. Then as it grows, it fits into the box. I'm happy with my strawberry, so I'm going to crumb coat
You
it.
whore.
I made a little more buttercream that was
I need
just
you here.
done. So I want all pink inside the strawberry, but I don't want the seeds on the outside. I wanted my buttercream for the crumb coat to be smooth, but I still wanted it to be pink. So I dyed a little more buttercream pink with the same food coloring I used in the strawberry buttercream. Crumb coated and chilled my strawberry. Once my crumb coat was chilled,
Oh,
I iced the
fuck.
strawberry one more
I want
time with
to-
that same pink buttercream. I want it just to have a nice smooth surface.
I love how consistently through all of this, Rob is just staring at you.
He
No matter
is.
what you say.
Watermelons have like an extreme level of I have to pick a watermelon out of this kitchen. Won't be the first time.
Can we just like? Where's the
I'm going
word?
to take the opportunity to make
That
my
piece
giant
of shit
strawberry
just
syrup
keeps
because it's
healing.
killing. I took my gum
This
paste,
is
I
ridiculous.
rolled tubes of gum paste or cords of gum paste.
Can we have
And then I
some
used a ruler to
mental
cut
heal
even
in this fucking
measurements
team?
so that
There
I'd
you
have
go,
the same
one
amount.
person I said
And
like
then I basically just
the
rolled a
if
little
I
ball
don't
with my
if I'm
finger
not done
on
buying
my
mental
palm
heal,
and
we
then
don't have
pinched
mental heal
it
before the,
to
at least
make it
15
more
minutes
like
in
a
the game,
strawberry
which is
seed shape.
stupid. Like
And
look
then I
how
made
like literally
440 seeds.
Yo, was that so much fun?
Oh my god. I had to tell Jeremy to like relax and calm down. He was like, more! More!
like dead ass. This is
For every
stupid as
seed I
fuck.
made, I
Like
lost 10 brain cells. My palm was chafed. You understand what I'm telling you? Now that I'm done making a whole bunch of seeds, I'm going to cover this cake. I rolled out red fondant, large enough, and then I picked it up with a French rolling pin, draped it over my jumbo strawberry, and began to smooth it with my hands. All around, tucking underneath, just making it look like a gorgeous jumbo strawberry. When I'm smoothing fondant on a cake that has a very natural shape like this one, I do tend to prefer using my hands. A smoother is great when there's any sort of straight edge, but using a smoother here, I'd run the risk of putting like lines into my fondant because it is so
oh,
so
my
using hands
chat's
is really helpful.
disconnected.
It also helps me tuck the fondant underneath the strawberry
Okay.
as best I can. My strawberry looks great already, but it's a little bit matte. I don't find many matte fruits. Do you? I used red food coloring and some clear food grade alcohol, and I painted the entire outside of my strawberry with this red paint just to ripen it
I'm
up.
dead. I'm dead. Oh my god. I could not do anything.
No, I can't
Literally
just press the seed
anything.
off.
Like I'm so pissed right now
Jocelyn, the
because
seed
it's
is
been
embedded.
almost 20 minutes
Jeremy
and this is just now that anybody like this is just now that the Mahasa decided to buy something that you like
about strawberry seeds. Are you ready for this?
What?
Are you ready for this? The seeds on a strawberry are actually a bunch of ovaries on the outside.
Oh my gosh.
Like, did you? I never.
What does that mean exactly?
I don't know. I used a ball tool and a veining tool to create these indents. The ball to make the
I'm
rounder
so
top
mad.
part of the indent, and then the veining tool to make it come to a point at the bottom. And I did use, I made myself a little, not a template, but I cut out a little square of paper because they seem to be in a diamond formation. So it's like seed, 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 seed. So I cut out a little square of paper to help me sort of space so I would never put them too close or too far from each other. And that didn't take any time at all. Right, Jeremy? It was like... I want to paint the surface of this cake once again for two reasons. I want to enhance the color one more time, and if the surface is wet, it'll be easier to add my seeds. So I just reconstitute the same paint I used before.
I don't even know if reconstitute is like appropriate for what you're saying.
Jeremy, it's reconstitute. Hold on. Restore something dried, especially food, to its original state by adding water to it. Because the paint had dried up a bit, I needed to add more liquid and reconstitute it. Give her the dirty look. Can you hold me on? He's always
I'm
looking at
done.
me. Look at Jocelyn. There.
No,
Yes.
I'm still looking at you.
Once I'm happy with my coat of paint, I'm going to
Why did
add the
nobody
seeds
get
to
anti-heal?
every single
This is
ingredient.
a Warwick. Why did nobody get anti-heal? Like literally, this is systematic.
which I
Like in
admire.
every
That's
fucking
what I
game
would
that I'm
do if
playing,
I
no
was
matter
looking
if
for
there is
success
another
or something
mage or whatever,
I would make
if
sure I
I'm not the first person taking anti-heal, nobody does. And this is stupid because literally, some people, like for example, if you fight a Janna, you need anti-heal very
my gosh.
early,
Oh my
or a
gosh.
Soraka because
Oh my
of the
gosh.
ult.
Do you know what this part of the strawberry is called?
The leaves?
See how the leaves are all one?
Yeah.
Does it remind you of anything perched on its head? Something we reference on the channel a lot because queens wear them.
Oh, a crown.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's a crown. To make the crown, I'm using green gum paste, and then I made myself a template that kind of looked like a daisy. Now I need to roll out my green gum paste and lay my paper template on top.
Note to
and
self,
use a sharp pair
I
knife
am not
to
trusting
cut out that shape.
people.
I don't get it. Like all their seeds are one way, but then their leaves aren't the same size. I don't think Mother Nature uses a ruler. I really like her, but I don't think she does. The next thing I need to do is insert some wire.
You know what?
So
I'm gonna
I
make
cut
it a
lengths of
personal
wire,
rule.
and I
The
inserted
moment I
them
notice that they are
really
making
just
anti-heal,
down the
like
body of the
healing
leaf. I don't
items,
want the wire to reach
or
all the way to the
they
center of
have
the
a
daisy. I
healer,
just want something that will help me manipulate
I would go
sort
for
of
anti-heal
the way
right
the
away.
leaf
Like I'm not
lays on the
waiting on any
strawberry
fucking
once
body
it's
in that
on.
team.
The next
In
thing
my
I'm going
team.
to do is use an impression mat that I have and just create some texture on the leaves. I just don't want them to look
Because
flat
literally,
and
if I wait on
Next thing I need
people,
to do
this is what
paint
happens.
these
We
leaves. So
have
I'm using some
games that
dry
go
colored
for
dust,
16
green
minutes
and yellow, to
and
give
nobody has
my
anti-heal.
gum paste a more
When you get
realistic
characters like a
natural
Warwick
look.
who
And some
does
texture that
heal.
adds to the texture. Then I flip my entire green gum paste daisy over and make that same textured impression on the other side. So I paint one side of it with the green and yellow, then I flip it over and paint the other side with some of my Dutch processed cocoa. And the reason I did this is, sorry guys, but often your leaves look like a little bit dirty or bruised, as if people have just been picking you up by leaves, you know? The next thing I need to do is pick this entire gum paste daisy up and affix it to
I actually really enjoy playing classes.
little valley on the top of your strawberry
Like
cake
I
with some piping.
really enjoy playing classes. Is a glass cannon and I love it because I don't
As I
feel
went along, I
bad
used
dying.
dabs of piping gel, and then I bent each leaf. and
Although
placed
I
it
do
however I
want to
wanted it
try
look
to
on the strawberry cake.
stay alive as long as
Glad I worked
possible.
out. I was
I want a
convinced that
sick.
was fun.
I
If
want
that
a
wasn't
sexy
scary
skin for
enough, I'm gonna
classes.
repeat
Like
that
I
whole
want one.
process one more
That one
time,
is
making another
pleasant.
big daisy and place it on my cake. This time trying to aim these 8 leaves between the ones I've already placed. So now the strawberry has a nice
Like,
full crown. The
okay,
average
like
strawberry
the
I counted
pentakill
leaves
is.
on had 13 or more leaves. Wow. We were shocked.
I want.
Like if somebody stopped you in the street and said, "Hey, how many leaves does a strawberry have?" You would have not guessed 13.
I'd say 5.
Yeah, no, it's a lot more than 5. I never really noticed. I just want to say sorry for not noticing you and all your ovaries. Now I find when I buy strawberries, they've always like cut the stem right down to nothing. But I like when you get those strawberries with the stem. Or have you ever done strawberry picking? Anyone?
Yes.
I have.
Yep.
So I wanted to make a stem on my strawberry cake.
Oh
so what I did
Lord.
is I just used a little more
Maokai.
green gum paste.
This
rolled
is
it
the same
into a
Maokai
ball,
that I've
and then
been
I took
seeing.
another floral wire, folded it in half and twisted it just for a bit more strength. Inserted it into my stem. Very carefully I added a bit
That
of
is
texture
going to
using
be
that once again, and then I
annoying.
inserted that stem into the top
Oh, we
center.
have more though.
And don't forget, if you like giant fruit cakes, please make sure to share this video. There's a button below. Guys, I really wanted to make a strawberry cake for my new cake book that's coming out that you can pre-order now, but you guys have requested it so much on YouTube that I really felt it belonged here. Besides, Walter wouldn't have it. Yes, Walter's in the book, but there are also 20 new cakes that you have never seen in the book along with Walter. If you want to pre-order my cake book, I would really appreciate that.
I
There are
forgot.
links below so that you can pre-order in Canada and the US, and we will be updating everyone on how to get it internationally very soon. Walter, we're gonna see you like around the world.
Hello, bitch. How you doing? Oh, like, how about you stop that? You whores. All of you. You all are whores. Whores. Big whores. I hate you. I was about to wonder if Cauthus was the one
Have you ever modeled?
what's
Welcome
his
back to
face?
How to Take It Tuesday. I'm gonna turn Walter, my friend Walter Melon, into a cake. Don't worry. I'm just gonna model. You like modeling, don't you? You have the right eyes. Walter doesn't have a problem with either. And I don't have a problem with that. I'm gonna bake pink velvet cake. That's right. It's like red velvet, but pink. And I'm gonna speckle that cake with chocolate chips to represent watermelon seeds. And then I'm gonna cover this cake in white fondant, which will represent the rind.
Also, I'm sorry, I'm running a lot of ads, but at this late an hour, I don't think there are a lot of people watching, so that's okay.
A little bit quiet. Walter, don't be mad. Just saying, like, you could talk a little bit more. Yeah, I said it. I begin by baking 3 9-inch round pink velvet cakes, as well as a bowl of pink velvet cake that's 9 inches round in diameter. I remove them from the pan and the bowl. I level them with my ruler and my serrated knife. Pink velvet cake is just red velvet cake, but instead of red food coloring, I used pink. I baked some chocolate chips into each cake layer as well as the bowl. I sort of put them in halfway, but chips always sit better. Keep fighting. We're not gonna sweat it. I begin with my classic Italian meringue buttercream, and I'm going to start to dye it pink.
I'm being stupid. I know I'm a glass cannon, but I need to pay more attention to what is happening. Because I am kind of fitting. Like, I'm not intentionally fitting, but yeah.
Don't Walter's face. Sorry, Walter. When I fill this cake, I actually want to fill it with a buttercream tinted the same as.
There you go. Oh my god. I didn't have my ult this whole time, by the way.
Pink and seeds, like a watermelon. I know. And I know, Walter, I didn't even cut you open to see the inside. So you're welcome. And as I fill the layers with the pink tinted buttercream, I also put some chips in the buttercream. This is a really seedy water. You know the seedy watermelons, right? I know you're feeling.
He made a mistake.
Watermelon cake. I start with 1 round cake, buttercream with chocolate chips, another round cake, buttercream and chocolate chips, another round cake, buttercream and chocolate chips. And then the bowl cake like a dome on top. A watermelon wouldn't.
Did I fucked up? I think I canceled my ult accidentally.
They don't know, Walter. I have to tell them. So, I don't have to carve this cake really, but I do have to cut away all of the crust so that we just see pink watermelon and then white rind. So I just use my serrated knife to go around the cake, over the dome, and all the way around to cut off all the edges of the pink velvet cake. It's time to crumb coat my watermelon and pop it in the fridge to chill before I ice it once more.
I don't want to go. I want to survive long enough so
Right, Walter?
the next time I come, like next time I come back from death, I come back with my Leandre directly.
As smoothly as I can, and then it's time for fondant. I roll out my white fondant and cover the cake. It actually like a the nice thing about it is it doesn't have edges, so you don't have to worry as much about your tongue cracking on the sides. It's a nice gradual curve on the cake.
There you go.
My
This is
watermelon
not.
rind is perfect. Now I need to paint this cake to make it look
This
like
is
a
not
watermelon. And my model
like
hasn't even shown up yet.
Leandry territory yet, but
You're really tired, you're
I'm
late.
not gonna stay in the pit to wait until I got my Leandry.
So I called Walter.
Okay, I could have.
I
I
finally got
could
Walter
have
in my kitchen.
waited
Time to paint.
in the pit.
I did a mixture of different greens.
I didn't expect them to take the towel that fast actually, so that's why I was like, I'm not gonna wait. But no, they did.
So
They
if you'll
did.
notice, watermelons, they're very, like, there's a lot of depth to them. You know, it's not just flat fruit. It's not. I know, Walter, I know, I'm trying to tell them. So, I start by painting this sort of lightest green. And, sorry, first I paint the lightest coat of green onto the watermelon. I brush it on liberally and let it sort of drip down into the color. I went back and deepened my green, and then I sort of speckled all the way around. I painted all speckled. Try not to think about it too much. Keep it looking natural. All the way around. Then I really deepened.
I messed up, but now I have Leandry, so that's gonna be good. Cause now they won't be able to survive with 2 HP. Cause the moment I'm gonna fuck them up again. Does anyone have any sort of anti-heal? No. I am tired of being right. Like, I wish I was wrong. The moment you can the moment I get I'm right in a game that I'm not good at, because I'm not good at League. I know I'm not. This is problematic and this is concerning. Like, the second I am right, there is some issue there.
Coat of paint is on, and I'm happy. I'm really gonna let this watermelon dry. Oh, I forgot something. You have to add the little. Walter, can I show them your head? Gotta make the little, like, nubs. It's called a watermelon nub. Really, when I ask you these questions, I'm testing you. I know what it is. If you know what it is, just write it below. But I have to make this little nub, so I take a little bit of cream-colored fondant. I use a ball tool to push into my cake. I place the cream fondant in. I place another little piece of fondant on top.
Impersonate like
Play around with
Zyra?
adding some texture and pressing it in until I'm happy with the way it looks. And then I painted the little nub with some ivory food coloring and a bit of green food coloring.
I didn't realize I didn't have my ult.
I told you it was a nude modeling gig. Don't say I didn't tell you that. My watermelon cake is looking beautiful. I'm
Pantheon,
so proud of
there
it.
is.
Let it dry. And then I'm gonna, what do you do with watermelon? You cut it open and you eat it.
An enemy has been slain.
It's always
Yeah, no way Yolanda would just let
so curious to see
a watermelon just be splashed on her floor. Like, nah, she's maniac.
I slice a big wedge out of this watermelon cake. Shut. I'm so happy to see the pink shade of the cake, the chocolate chips looking like seeds, the white fondant looking exactly like rind with the painted outside, just like a watermelon skin.
Wait, what?
I offered Walter a slice, but he felt weird about that. Wanna take a slice? Smile, Walter! If you like Dirty Dancing, subscribe. If you don't like Dirty Dancing, watch it, like it, and then subscribe. Walter's in Dirty Dancing. back to How to Cake It. I'm Yolanda, and these are my co-stars for the day.
Does Scylla uses your ult?
And Spike.
I do not. I actually don't know
I'm sure
how
if you've been with us for a
he
while,
works.
you remember that a year ago I made a watermelon cake, and you guys have really been requesting that I make another fruit. They all wanted pineapple snacks.
An ally has been slain.
We should really get started with the episode and how I recreated you into cake. But first, are you guys comfortable? Do you want a drink? Do you want like some simple syrup? Do you want some watermelon juice? I cut up a watermelon. I think I have some watermelons lying around. Something refreshing. To make my pineapple cake, I made 8 pounds of my ultimate vanilla cake recipe and dyed it a great yellow.
Does Scylla uses your abilities or something? Cause I actually don't know how it works, how he plays, but we definitely get hurt by my ult. So it's very confusing to me. So can I have some explanation on that bullshit? Because I got hurt and I burned to the crisp to by my own ass, and I knew the ult of all those guys. So that's probably Scylla.
But this is about us. We're gonna keep this moving. It's a new year, a new fruit. Just pretend they're not. The next step is to take a circle cutter and cut a circle from the center of all of my round cakes. I used a ruler to help me make sure that all
Oh, did we got the enemy? Oh my god, yes we did.
I'm gonna use the same circle cutter and cut cake holes from my square darker yellow cake.
You walk into that, man. You literally walked into that.
But not just with regular oh no, I made pineapple. I am impressed. It's so delicious. Wait till you taste it. What is that? Speaking of Sir Squeeze-a-Lot, he's on sale at howtocookeit.com for 15% off from July 26th to 30th.
Oh, this is a GG. Damn. I'm gonna have to look at Scylla's kits, cause I am confused. Like, I am confused.
I took some of my Italian meringue buttercream and mixed it with pineapple jam. It's a really nice jam. It has some chunks of pineapple. And then on top of that, I dyed it yellow.
Also, I need to turn down the volume.
Fun and bright on the inside. That's what's great about pineapples. They're beautiful on the outside and beautiful on the inside. You know what I mean? No seeds getting in the way there. Yellow's my favorite color, by the way. I mean, pink is so 2015. Well, not this shade. And besides, I'm painting it yellow next week.
We are?
Yes, Jocelyn, we are.
Oh.
It's time to fill and stack my pineapple cake.
The way Jocelyn just reacted in half a second, being like, "We are," because Jocelyn is actually, I think she's the producer.
Now I'm gonna chill my tall yellow cake to set the butter.
I think she's the producer. So
once my buttercream was nice and firm, I carved my cake into
maybe
a pineapple shape.
I have a blank moment.
Rounded out the top and rounded out the bottom. Be careful not to round out the bottom too much.
I know that Hohan does the editing,
This cake is just gonna start to sink
and he's also my favorite.
fondant.
Like, you know, I know you're not supposed to play favorite or whatever, but I listen. Orhan, especially around the Halloween videos, that man is hilarious to me.
The pineapple, you're just gonna see this yellow slice revealed. No
So,
brown lines
and yeah, it's
I want to crumb coat this cake in yellow buttercream as well,
solid
but I don't want the gorgeous pineapple chunks.
abilities.
So I mix a little more yellow buttercream.
So
with
that's
crumb
the
coat.
slash, the chin slash.
Oh, it's time
This is that one. This is a dash. This is ultimate and can cast it freely. So that was him.
This party just got wild. Pino is actually part of the witness protection program. Okay, Pino, I'm so sorry. Pineapples are so much fun. Are we going out later? Okay, good. No, Melanie, you're not invited. Once my crumb coat is completely chilled, I ice it again with my plain yellow buttercream and let it chill once again. It's time to cover this cake, and I'm going to be.
I forgot to turn down the volume of the game.
I measured the circumference
Where am
of
I?
the pineapple cake and the height
I'm
of
the
it, and
bird.
I rolled out a long
I don't
piece
want to
of
be
yellow
the
fondant
bird.
and wrapped it around.
I thought you'd never.
I don't want to be Mumu.
Where it met at the back, I trimmed away any excess from the bottom, and I also gathered the fondant on the top and
I'm
trimmed
fine
away
being
the
Nico.
excess and smoothed it out. You guys ask me all the time about fondant and refrigerators and how they go together. I talk about it a lot in Cake Talk. It's one of my top questions. So check out some of those videos, and I'll also leave some more information in the
I
description.
could reroll
My
again.
second layer of fondant
Since
is where all of the texture is coming into this pineapple.
I don't want to reroll again. I don't want to reroll again.
Shout out to
Where's the?
I divided my yellow fondant into
Ah!
portions because I wanted to make sure that
Ouch! I think I got attacked by
I would always
angry mosquitoes. Cause the side of my hand started to hurt.
You know, I was thinking of becoming a cake decorator. What do you guys think?
You should.
Yeah?
Leave a comment below if you agree.
You know, Jocelyn, I really think you should be a producer.
I should.
And Sasha, you should definitely be a shooter. I think we're onto something.
We're onto something.
You guys should just be pineapples because you're great the way that you are. After I've made a few of these textured pieces of fondant, I use an X-Acto knife to sort of cut around the pattern. I'm sorry guys, I'm like pointing at you, I'm poking you. I don't know what these are actually called. And I'm kind of creating puzzle pieces that I can then join together on my cake. To apply these textured pieces to my cake, I used a little bit of water brushed onto my cake because water sticks fondant to fondant.
I think at some point she sings the "Oh no, there is a Morgana in the Silver Enemy's Fortune and a Narcissus and a Brom." Oh my god, that team is Polk City.
I keep building up my pineapple by making more textured pieces of fondant in my pineapple mold, cutting around with an X-Acto knife and joining them together as best I could. I really hope I did a great job. I mean, you guys are so complex. Now that I'm done assembling the pineapple puzzle, I'm going to
This game is Polk City,
all of my beautiful
and we're gonna stun your ass.
You're gonna get in the makeup chair now. You know, last year when I was getting ready to paint my watermelon cake, I was so nervous. At Camp Cake this past weekend, we made watermelon slices, and together we painted watermelon skin. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone.
I'm burpy.
Baking with you
I
guys
think
was
I
so
drank
much
water
fun.
too.
If you think we should do Camp Cake again so that you can bake with me in real time, please let me know in the comments below. Tell me
I wanna be the choo-choo.
if you had a good time. Tell me if you think I should invite Walter back, or should we invite the pineapple family? Dry painting just means that I'm not going to mix my color dust, or sometimes called petal dust, with any alcohol. I'm going to use it as a dry powder. The first thing I did is use some green color dust, and I painted all around the perimeter of each one of these little pineapple diamonds. I was going for the look of Pinopolis skin. You are flawless. I really wanted a green pineapple on the outside so that when you cut inside and revealed a yellow cake, that pineapple would just well, how complex you are. Then I took some nice bright yellow color dust and painted the inside of each one of those diamonds. The next thing I'm going to do is use a softer yellow color dust, and I'm going to brush it all over the pineapple, just to sort of mellow it out a bit. Spike, I want to talk to you for a minute. Are you named after, like, spikes? Oh, sorry, I should back. To make the spikes on my pineapple cake, I used some of my leftover yellow fondant mixed with some green gummies and made 50-50. Then I rolled out my 50-50 mixture nice and thin and used a calyx cutter to cut out the shape.
I hope we can hear the video better now.
Bottom petal.
Oh, I think it was.
Now I'm going to take these little pieces and glue them to my pineapple cake one by one with the pinch pinched piece facing up to create the spike. And I'll just cut off any excess of the other two little petals that might go over into this. So what I did is I painted the bottom of the
Attack the tower. Attack the tower.
and then the little spike, I painted a mixture of ivory and yellow color. And when I say I added them one by one, I mean one by one. And for a closer look of how long one by one takes, you can head over to my Facebook page and check out my time lapse of this pineapple cake. I just kept making more spikes. And then you know what I did? I made more spikes. And then I thought, this pineapple needs more spikes. Just when I thought I was done with spikes, I moved on to these spikes. This top hat, by the way, you rock it. To recreate the pineapple leaves,
I'm sorry, I'm being like hard focused.
Upright. I need to insert some floral wire to help them stay that way. This way, I don't have to worry about puncturing the leaf with the wire, and I can just cut out the shape of my leaf around the wire. Luckily, I know it hurt. I wanted it to be realistic. And then I cut out leaves one by one. One by one. Now, the tricky thing about a pineapple is not only do the leaves sit upright, but they bend outward from the top. So when I make my leaves, I have to make sure to dry them in that shape. And I'm going to do so upside down.
Okay, Zion needs to attack the tower when he dies.
So I found a vase and a wine bottle. Make sure to grease it well with shortening so that you can get your leaves off. In order to dry the leaves on a bottle, I inserted the extra wire down into the masking tape to keep it stable, and then I just sort of lightly press my leaves onto the bottle, letting them follow the curve. I also made some smaller leaves by cutting up some little leaves and drying them around a fondant rolling pin, so I had a nice little curve, and those I'm going to use at the base. Once they're dry, remove your gum paste leaves very carefully from all of the drying apparatus. I painted the top of the leaf with some green color dust, and then I painted the bottom with ivory. Because, actually, I've been meaning to ask you guys a question. Sasha was wondering too. What is this pineapple dust?
Maybe they're really old.
No, she didn't. Yes, she did. I used a circle cutter to mark a nice circle in the center of the top of my pineapple, and then I began to insert the leaves. I started by placing the biggest leaves in a circle formation on top of the pineapple.
I didn't have time to ult, but I survived long enough to be able to have my Leon tree right away, and I got boots now, so that's cool.
Further, and I tied a thin ribbon around the entire ring of leaves. Then I added smaller leaves to the inside of that ring of leaves, and then I added some more smaller leaves to the outside of the ring of leaves, again using royal icing as glue. I decided I need a few tiny leaves right at the very base of the ponytail. So I rolled out more gum paste, cut tiny leaves, and painted this gum paste while it was still not dry. And then I just curled it and added it.
I have no idea what those people are talking about in the chat.
This is it!
Ma'am. Oh my god, seriously, I got caught in there.
Well, no, I have to eat it. This is where it sometimes gets awkward on how to make it, because I never know how the models are going to feel when I cut into the cake. Is it weird for you? How is it for you? I mean, it wasn't weird for me. Be honest. I want, like, honest feedback. I didn't ask you guys. You know, Walter, back when I worked with you last year, you were so difficult to work with. And quite frankly, you were lazy. And now that our channel has hit 2 million, that's actually true. But we are close, and we are going to get to 2 million. Can you guys help me, please? Subscribe. 1, 2, 3. Smile! Say pineapple! I will be back to join you.
I got rooted.
She's not even juicy.
Yolanda!
I haven't seen Melanie anywhere. Guys? Cake It. I'm Yolanda, and this week we are gearing up for Cinco de Mayo, so I am caking an avocado. It doesn't rhyme. I just thought I'd make it flow. Please subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when I have a new video. To make my avocado, I baked vanilla cake in an egg-shaped pan, but first I had to dye my batter the perfect avocado color. We bake 2 halves, much like a sphere pan, so I like to level the cakes in the pan. If your cake sort of bakes over the lip a little, as mine did, I used a smaller knife to cut away the crust so that I could see the top of the pan before leveling. The next thing I need to do to the 2 halves of my egg are remove all the caramelization. So I put them flat side down and then just use a serrated knife to cut away all the
I was gonna throw it anyway.
We just want to see avocado yellow.
Trying to see if there is any
Now I'm
healing.
going to hold my 2 halves together and carve the avocado shape. Because I baked this in an egg pan, there really isn't that much shape.
Rambo West. Okay, they're gonna be some bullshittery opening.
Avocado. If you can't find an egg pan, you could alternatively bake this in a sphere pan. You'll just have more cake to carve away.
Oh.
Avocados have a big pit inside, so I need to create a crevice inside. What a crevice. A secret chamber. I started thinking about what I would use as the pit, and I decided on a Kinder Egg. And so what I did is I just split open the Kinder Egg along the seam. I just used the tip of my parent egg. Then I melted some cocoa candy melts and filled the inside of each half of the egg. I actually found 2 eggs just in case. Plus, I can give the toy to my son and get bonus points. Once the halves of the eggs were filled, I put them
Cyan.
in the fridge
The fuck is wrong with you?
so that it will be sturdier when it's the pit inside my avocado cake. Once they're fully set, I'm going to lay 1 half on 1 half of my avocado cake with the flat side down, and then I'm going to center it and position it where I want it and just trace around it at the top of my cake.
What the fuck?
I'm using a spoon to scoop out that area of cake so that my pit will be nestled perfectly inside the secret chamber. Now I want to simple syrup these cakes with the help of Sir Squeeze-A-Lot so that they stay nice and moist. Avocados are far from dry. I use a little bit of chocolate spread on top of 1 half and sandwich both halves together to create a solid chocolate egg. In order to sandwich my avocado cakes together, I melted some green and
I have no idea what is going on in the chat, and frankly, I don't want to know any either.
Spread a thin layer
So
onto 1 half of my avocado cake. Gently place
I kind of want to report the.
the other half of the
So
avocado
I want to
cake
report the Cyan for
Again, you can
purposely
fill
throwing.
the seams of the cake with some more of your avocado colored chocolate.
Like
It's time to crumb coat and
he
chill
did
this
just
avocado.
stood
However,
there.
I need to color my buttercream with perfect avocado.
Oh my god.
Get that new goodness that's ready.
He's literally just standing there.
If you like making food cakes as much as I do and get creative making cakes look like your favorite food, there is a food cake playlist right over here that you can check out. Ooh, grilled cheese, burger, pizza. Help me out here, Josh.
Spaghetti.
Oh yes, spaghetti and meatballs. Watermelon,
Oktoberfest.
pineapple,
Okay, cool.
turkey.
Oh yeah.
How could I forget turkey? That's my favorite. Now that my buttercream is the right color, I'm going to crumb coat it.
That Cyan is pissing me off, not gonna lie.
Gumbo Chileans has to incorporate Star Wars and Cinco de Mayo. Go.
Hold on. I don't even know what to do. Okay, I'm gonna do a like. That's my lightsaber. And if you want the May the Cake Be With You t-shirt, it's at howtocakeit.com. My crumb coat is chilled. Time to ice this cake with a nice layer of my avocado buttercream and chill it once again. Once your buttercream is
I mean,
chilled,
it's just I can't
next step, you can smooth out the
do
rim
much.
with a small
Ow.
spatula
Stop that.
This point, I started to get really hungry. I did. I wanted guacamole. I colored some fondant to resemble avocado skin, which is a very dark green, but almost with a brown undertone. It's really natural dark green. I roll the fondant out about 1/8 of an inch thick, making sure it's large enough to drape over my cake. Pick it up on my fancy rolling pin and drape it over, and then I use my hands as usual when I have a solid round cake to smooth it all over
What the
cake,
fuck?
fondant underneath. Then I cut away some of the excess, but not right at the base. And I decided
What the
to
fuck is this
flip
bullshit ass
into
thing?
avocado. I know. I decided to
I'm getting
flip my
pissed.
avocado onto a soft floral
And I hate the fact that the fucking Olivia is literally
up around the
like
bottom
following with whatever the fuck the sign is talking about.
I thought I was really clever. I figured that because
Like, okay, he's talking about being
so well for turkeys,
healthcare professional or something. Bitch, you are literally throwing.
avocados.
No?
No, it wasn't deep enough. It wasn't like wrinkly enough. So I decided to use some tin foil that I crumpled up. Yeah.
That makes total sense.
Yeah. So this we're gonna put on howtocake.com as well. We're gonna call it the avocado skinator. I use my avocado skinator to press gently into the fondant all around the avocado.
I'm
It's a
fucking
delicate,
tired
rare tool. It's only available at
of this game already.
howtocake.com.
Like,
Don't think you can just go to your dollar store and get
I
something
low-key
and
just
crumple it up. You
almost
can't.
want to
I'm going
surrender.
pre-crumple it for you. Once I was happy with my avocado texture, I decided to paint this cake and give the avocado color a little more. You know, when I look at avocados, I'm like, we got it. We got the I mix a little bit of avocado food coloring with brown food coloring, and then I dilute it with some clear food-grade alcohol. I paint this mixture over the entire surface of the cake to give depth to the color, and then I put the cake in the fridge to chill and let the paint dry. Avocado skin looks different in the ripening process. And the problem I found with avocados is you buy them, you can't wait to eat them, and they're like, I'm not ripe, 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 I'm ripe! I'm bad. That's the problem with them.
And I think the ripeness lasts 7 minutes? Yeah, you have a 7-minute
7-minute window to eat the avocado. When I made my watermelon cake, which you can watch right over here, otherwise known as Walter Melon, I had to make a nub on top of him. So avocados have a nub too, and they kind of stick out a bit from the avocado. I used a small amount of tan-colored
I'm
fondant.
so fucking tired of this bullshit ass
And I
game
just
right now.
molded and sculpted
Like, I'm
around
dead
it.
ass
I
over
used
it.
sculpting tools, and I used a star piping tip to just create texture. And finally, I painted the nub with a little bit of brown food coloring diluted with clear food grade alcohol. This giant avocado is looking a little bit shiny, so what I did is I used some light cocoa powder and a soft brush and brushed it all over the surface. It just dissolves on the surface and absorbs, and it mattifies the avocado color. I had to eat this avocado cake the way you eat an avocado. I cut it open around the pit and separated the halves, and then I just dug in with a spoon. It was perfectly ripe. I got the 7-minute window. Thank
I'm
you.
so tired of this bullshit ass game right now. You have no idea. Like, I'm over it, like, big time.
So you know when I've made a new cake.
Like, I'm so over it.
The Uvicat are gone. Nico is her own tribe now.
You're actually creating buttercream that looks like you just carved an avocado.
Don't spoil the episode. It's 2020, so from now on, I'm only eating avocado toast. Healthy breakfast.
Is that your New Year's resolution?
That's my New Year's. It's the same one as last year, but this year I'm keeping it. Happy New Year! It's 2020, and thank you for joining us. Guys, it's 2020. I should start my day with avocado toast. I feel like I should be in like some futuristic like metal outfit. To make my giant avocado toast cake, I baked 5 pounds of my ultimate vanilla batter in one rectangular pan. Whenever I make a cake that doesn't have a lot of cake, I'm always like looking at my notes to correct myself. I'm like, does that say 5 and not 25? This part of the new year is not a new me. I'm gonna do the same thing I've always done. I'm gonna use a ruler and a serrated knife to level my cake, and then I'm gonna flip it over and remove the caramelization from the bottom.
I'm
But
so sorry, but like I'm so over this game right now. Like I'm not even a Nico player in the first place, so I am literally barely knowing what I'm doing. And the fact that my team is bullshitting, like okay, cool, yeah, you were talking about your new job. You're gonna to work in healthcare or whatever. Don't stand in the fuck. I'm sorry, but I'm going to report that sign.
Flying cars in 2020, and if you promise me toast, I want toast. I don't want bread.
Yeah, this is upsetting as the flying car.
Yes, it's a great loss. I made myself a template of a slice of bread. It's just basically kind of like, I'm thinking of like a big sourdough loaf. You know how the bread is kind of like oval? So it's kind of like an oval with one side that's more straight, because that would be the bottom of the bread. I'm gonna lay my template onto my rectangle of cake and use a small serrated knife to cut around it. Now I'm going to simple syrup my cake with the help of Sir Squeeze. Yes. We renegotiated his contract for another year of how to cake it.
I'm so tired of this game.
Go to all the other cake channels, and yeah, like you're not the only one, and he's difficult, you know? Now I want to flip my cake over and I'm gonna ice the side of the cake with clear piping gel. I don't want to see a buttercream line between the toast and its crust. So I'm using clear piping gel because we won't see it, but I need it to help the fondant stick to the cake. I measured the perimeter of my
I'm quite surprised that we are still doing relatively fine, I guess.
So now that I've cleaned off my fabric measuring tape, I'm going to roll out.
Like I don't know how the fuck did we successfully kill that turret, but okay. I
texture the band at the
fucking take it, I guess.
So I'm just kind of using 2 small fondant rolling pins and sort
Oh,
of pinching the fondant. You know how like a loaf of bread on the top is often sort of slashed when you bake it? And then I'm going to carefully, very carefully use my really long yardstick to cut one side of that band.
Why am I stuck?
Now I'm going to pick up my band of fondant and
Why was I stuck on?
That thicker textured part is at the top portion of my toast, and then wrapping it around and sticking it to the cake, creating a seam at the bottom in the center of my toast. I forgot to say I did something. So after I roll out the band, I'm going to use my turkey skinator. No, that's not what I did. Oh, I didn't do that. Why did I think I did that? Too much champagne last week. See? That's why I'm on this resolution. Now I need to trim away the excess fondant that's sticking up along the sides of the toast. If you're in a warm kitchen, if it's hot where you are, congrats. Still winter. You might want to chill your cake for a moment before you cut the fondant flush, because sometimes when your fondant is soft and you cut like this, it sort of drags and pulls it. We don't want that. We want a clean cut. Sometimes I wish I lived in another hemisphere, because wouldn't it be great if New Year's happened in summer?
No.
Yes.
No,
Why?
snow in New Year's.
Why? I get snowy Christmas, but why do you need a snowy New Year's?
Summer is the middle of life. Middle of life cannot be New Year's. New Year's has to be in winter, because then spring comes, which is like growing up, and summer, and then fall, which is cold, and then everything becomes snowy, which is we die. That's the cycle of life.
This is
Who's enjoying their summer
Ohan.
right now? Leave a comment below. Okay.
This is Hohan.
We're gonna switch.
This is literally what happened when Hohan opens his mouth.
Very important things to do.
Things get real deep and real dark real fast.
You could have just colored some buttercream to look like guacamole or mashed up avocado. But I really love to have avocado toast that's smashed. So I obsessed over how to get this look. The first thing I need to do is get 2 bowls of Italian meringue buttercream. In 1 bowl, I'm going to start adding avocado food coloring. How perfect. It's like they knew I was gonna make avocado toast. Of course, I had an avocado as a model. I cut my model open, and I'm basically just gonna stand here and add food coloring and mix until I feel like it's right. I also had some leftover yellow buttercream. This is the perfect place to use it. Then I decided to add some leaf green. Then I even added a little, like just a dot of red, because when you add the opposite color, it helps to tone down the color. I keep mixing until I'm happy, and now I'm gonna move on and try and mix that yellowy green for my avocado.
I just can't do anything. I'm surprised we made it that far
So to my buttercream,
on the
I
map,
added some yellow
honestly.
buttercream, and then I added some of the green buttercream I've already created to create that greenish yellow. It's not at all a bright yellow. It's like, avocados are actually beautiful because it's a natural like ombre. If you look at it, it goes from like yellow, green, yellow out to green. It's beautiful. This is how I decided to recreate an avocado. I have egg-shaped pens that I've used on the channel before. First, take my green buttercream, scoop it into an egg-shaped pen, and then I'm going to smooth it up along the sides and the bottom of the pen with a spoon. Once that buttercream is chilled enough that I can add another layer of buttercream without blending it all together, I scoop in my yellowy green avocado buttercream and do the same thing with a spoon. I smooth it all the way around.
Nice
the
show,
pens and along
Nocturne.
the bottom. So now in these
Nocturne is putting on some
egg
work, and I'm
pens,
happy
you can
about it
see
because
it's
I'm literally about to explode with that bullshit ass team.
And I'm gonna put these back in the fridge once again. I need them to chill completely. I'm gonna further texture the sides of the toast, so the fondant portion of the toast, with my turkey skinator, because I want to imagine that this slice of toast came out of a beautiful loaf of sourdough that was slashed on the top. Now I need to paint my crust, so I'm going to mix together some ivory, brown, and taupe food coloring with food grade alcohol. Taupe has recently become one of my favorite food colors. It's like a beigey gray. It's actually not very pretty when I squeeze it out. Pardon my French, but it looks like bird poop. And I find when I add it to these natural tones, it really helps tone it down.
That's why you like it.
I really like it. It's Ivory's competitor. Yeah, we're gonna have like a UFC battle. Ivory and Taupe in the ring. Everyone's gonna watch.
I think you used like a bathtub full of ivory since this channel
Guaranteed.
started. Yeah.
Guaranteed. Just keep painting your toast until you're happy with the color. Different breads have different darknesses, so paint it however you like it. The next thing I need to do is create that sort of corn.
I don't know what's going on with my dog, but he is losing his mind. Like, he is barking up a storm, and my mom is like, Suki, shut the fuck up.
Sticking. So to create my cornmeal, I'm using some shortbread cookies in a little food processor. I'm just gonna grind them up.
I'm honestly gonna report the science for flowing.
Glue them to the bottom of my cake. The paint was still wet, so they did stick to the bottom of the cake. And I'll use a spatula to
You ain't moving nowhere.
press them up against the fondant. And
I don't care if this is the bomb that gets the kill or whatever.
now comes
You're
the
not
important
moving
part
nowhere.
where I try to remove this buttercream, but have it remain as one solid sort of shell. So I called my new friend, Bernadette. Remember Bernadette? She's amazing. And then I'm going to use Bernadette to carefully heat them up. I just want to
Misfortune
whip
is
the pan enough
burning.
that
Morgana is burning.
inner layer of the buttercream
I
melts
honestly
and
thought
softs
for a
up.
second that even fucking Silver was burning, but she's not. She's not
This
hurting.
is the part that made
She
me
just
nervous.
hurts.
I was confident
Which
that I
is
could color the buttercream. I was confident that I could
Silver.
put it into the pen, but I was worried that I wouldn't be able to
That
get
that
it out
that is
without
Silver's job
cracking it
to
and
hurt.
melting it entirely. I want to take a chef's knife and slice through buttercream as if it's avocado. These are the moments when I think to myself, why did you attempt to do this? Like, what if this doesn't work out? But it worked out. It was amazing. I'm so impressed. Yes, some of the I mean, it's just buttercream. It's not going to stand up. So after I cut them, some of the slices collapse, but that's fine. Because avocado is like that too. Like a ripe avocado is delicate.
Your eyes are shining since you started.
Are they?
talking about this. Yeah.
Oh my God, I loved it so much. I admitted, I confessed last year in 2019 that one of the problems with me and how to cake it is, anytime I make a cake that I'm confident I could just get through with no hiccups, I feel guilty, and then I do something to make it harder. So instead of just mixing buttercream that looks like guacamole and putting it on, I'm like, no, I have to do something else. And this is what I decided to do. But I'm happy because I love it.
I'm gonna.
It's so perfect. When else would I use this technique? Like, I can't think of when I would do this. And I think it's also why all of you subscribe to How to Cake It. Yeah, what was it? It was a catastrophe.
I'm gonna.
I feel like
If we play long enough,
And if you haven't subscribed,
if we don't die, if we don't lose,
subscribe right now.
Buy the avocado and not the wink, right?
if we don't lose by the time we
The
fucking
Wink lost some people.
it fucking happens, I'm gonna buy
I've decided to season my avocado
Cosmic
toast
Drive
with
instead,
sea
and
salt,
I'm gonna sell
cracked black pepper.
my Lucidity
And I'm doing
boots
this
and buy
because-
Cosmic Drive.
Those are actually real.
Yeah, it would be really gross if I used the real thing. It also wouldn't be to scale because they're too small for this toast. So to create sea salt, I'm using rock candy, just clear rock candy that I'm cutting off the sticks and then further chopping. It can be hard to chop, so you can also toss it into a Ziploc bag and use a mallet and bang it up. And that will give you some nice coarse crystals
No, stop moving.
that look like sea salt. I have some black dragees, and I put them into a magic bullet and pulsed them to crack them up. Crushed up the dragees, you could see too much white. So what I decided was to create just a little bit of black paint with black food coloring and food
Of
grade
course.
alcohol. And I'm gonna
Of
carefully
course.
coat my dragees
This game, this team is
and then spread them
bullshitting,
out onto a
and I am the one who gets
and
punished
I
for it. Like,
decided
this
to
is fucking
kill your
bullshit.
face
Like,
with dried cranberries.
y'all not even
And 4th
clear.
part is
What the
really
fuck?
spicy.
Clear the minions. Clear the super minions.
So you need to hand
That game
pick
has
the
been.
seeds. Before I showcase my avocado toast,
Are they
I
fucking
need
kidding?
to pay attention.
Are they fucking
You
serious
see
right now?
yourself in it? It's so reflective, eh?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is this month's Cake Tea Club tea. We also have something really special
Thank
going on
God
this year because
our
it's
Inib just came
any of our
back.
Cake Tea Club, Sprinkle Service, or Deluxe memberships will come with the opportunity to win one of 5 golden tickets. These tickets will get you an exclusive private live stream with me. I mean, it will just be me and the 5 winners of the golden ticket. I'm like Willy Wonka. I need my own name. I'm Yoli Yonka.
No, that doesn't
It's
sound
terrible.
very
I know. It's time to top my toast so I can eat it for breakfast. You could actually.
For heaven's
just do-
sake, please just.
Right? But no. 2020. Avocado. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If
Oh
you
my
wanna
god,
see
thank
more
God. I
videos,
just.
click here.
I don't know why they don't try to kill me, because I was clearly the only one trying to hit the fucking the inhibitor. But I'm glad
Yeah,
they
see? Are you
didn't.
craving avocado? I know. I need to eat avocado now. At least we're craving a healthy food.
true for once.
Look at us.
Oh, was that the last fruits on the playlist? Oh, I know what
Welcome back
happened.
to How to Cake It. I'm Yolanda. I'm still sitting in a sprinkle chair, and this week
I know what
created a
happened.
giant
There is the
ball
automatic
of
reading.
Chinese fried rice. It's one of my favorite foods. To begin
You know
making
what?
this cake, I baked 8
Let's go.
pounds of my ultimate chocolate batter.
As long as
into
it's
a
Yolanda, I'm
1
fine with
rectangular pan.
YouTube just
My
doing
cake is
whatever it
cooled
wants.
and leveled, and now I need to cut
I
it into
gonna take a
4
break though.
equal portions, which
Um,
involves a ruler. That's why I'm smiling.
I'm dosing the
It's
Nocturne
quite,
because he was putting on some
tricky
work,
to level a
and
rectangular cake. Sometimes the center isn't as level.
I will
So I took
report
opportunity
the
to make
Cyan as
a little
intentionally
rectangle
feeding
and make sure.
because he literally just sat there.
Now it is time for Sir Squeeze-a-Lot to help me. I never call him Sir Squeeze-a-Lot anymore. He's just Sir Squeeze.
We've sort of shortened it.
Yeah, he's that cool now.
Yeah.
Soon it'll just be
Okay, I'm gonna be right
just
back.
call me Sir. Just call me Sir
I think
S.
he's gonna go.
And I'm gonna put some chill music, copyright-free lo-fi music. First, awesome in incognito, so copyright-free lo-fi music. Sure. I'll be right back. I'm back. The cool thing with using like a whole playlist and stuff is that I know that if I get muted by Twitch, I would be able to find out where I got muted
Go through and call me Squeeze Face personally.
and
Oh,
basically
okay,
like
Squeeze Face, I like that. Speaking of Sir Squeeze a lot, Sir Squeeze, what
um
was it, Squeeze Face?
Squeeze Face, sure.
Squeeze Face.
basically
This
like
week
I
we've
will
got
be able
all the
to
tools I
avoid
use
that.
on sale
Also,
at
I'm
mykickit.com,
eating.
including Sir Squeeze.
I'm having breakfast, so let me actually go and talk food and talk. Um,
Bundle
and I'm
up
gonna mute.
sale.
I'm taking
Are people
breakfast.
bundling up all over the world, or is it still just us? The simple syrup has soaked in, and now it is time to fill and stack all 4 of my pieces of cake with Italian meringue buttercream. I love the look of like chocolate cake and white buttercream. I just love the way it looks. It's so satisfying to me. Once it's completely filled, I place the cake in the fridge to chill. Now that my buttercream is nice and chilled, it is time to carve this into the shape of a takeout box. So what I need to do is cut, I haven't said A-line in a while.
Yeah, we haven't actually.
What? I need to make A-line cuts on all 4 sides of this cake. So to help me measure, I placed a cake board on top that was a 1/2 inch smaller all the way around the cake. Then I made a mark with my knife along the sides of that cake board. And then I used a ruler and the tip of my knife to draw a line on the sides of the cake from that top mark down to the bottom corner. Now I'm using my serrated knife. I cut 2 opposite sides first, then I turn the cake, once again use my ruler to make those marks and cut the 2 remaining sides.
Okay.
So it's like an upside down takeout box at this point.
It's always start upside down and always end right side up.
It's like my day. Once I'm happy with the shape, I crumb coat and chill my cake. While my crumb coat is chilling, I'm going to make the flaps that will become the lid of the box. So you know how takeout boxes sort of open like this? I need to make those flaps. So what I decided to do, and what's really easy to do at home, is I took some cardboard, the same type of cardboard that they make cake boards out of, but a thin piece, and I cut the shape of my flaps. And why I'm choosing to do this is for 2 reasons. One, to help them be sturdy. I won't have to worry about breaking them. And I can leave some exposed cardboard at the bottom that will go down into the cake and then help support the flap. Whereas if it was solid gum paste, even pushing that down into the cake could break it and make it soggy. Before applying my gum paste to my cardboard, I need to brush on a thin layer of clear piping gel. Lay it on carefully, pushing out any air bubbles, and then I flip the cardboard over and with a sharp paring knife, cut away the excess gum paste. Once you cover the one side, also make sure to trim the gum paste at the bottom nice and straight, because that's what will meet your cake when we push the cardboard in. Now that all 4 flaps are covered on one side, we're going to flip them all over, and you guessed it, do the same thing on the other side. The only difference here is at the ends, we also want to just fold the gum paste over so we don't see that line of cardboard through at the end of this process. Now you can answer this. What do I do next, Jocelyn?
You ice the cake and chill it.
Over on our new channel, How to Cake It Step by Step, we have some fun cake compilations going on. You can click right here to see my 4 hot drinks cake compilation. You can just veg at home watching our 4 hot drinks cake compilation wearing your 99 Problems hoodie, which is also a part of our bundle up sale. See how I bundled up all that information? It's time to measure with the ruler again. Did I mention my love of rulers? We want to take these measurements so that we can roll our white fondant into slabs that we will use to cover all 4 sides and the bottom of this cake. Roll your fondant slabs just slightly wider and higher than every side and the bottom. It is time to cut and apply them to the cake. So first I'm going to apply the bottom just because the cake is already upside down. Now it's time to cover the sides of the cake. So the first thing I want to do is take the 2 slabs that are meant for the sides and trim them to the exact height of my cake. And then I lay them up against the side, smooth it on, and to trim the excess, I use a sharp knife and I sort of stand over the cake looking down. That way I know I'm running my knife along the exact same A-line angle as the cake. Once the excess is trimmed from both sides, now I can cover the front and back of my takeout box. Place the slabs on the front and back one at a time, smooth it on, and then again, using my paring knife and a slow hand, trimming that excess fondant on the A-line, like keeping a close eye on it. I kind of like wink when I do it. I know you know what winking is, but I acted it out for you. If you like Chinese takeout or rulers or T-squares or winking while making A-line cuts and fondant, please share this video. I'm sure the last reason is going to be the most popular.
That's going to be the biggest number of shares.
Of course,
for sure.
of course. So now my Chinese takeout
Okay.
box is all covered,
Okay.
all trimmed, and what I want to do, I'm still the seam hider. So I just want to address those seams. Now, to be fair, a takeout box does have some seams,
It does, yeah.
but I didn't want them to be
I'm sorry.
too pronounced, and I'm addicted to seams
So,
also. So I took some royal icing, I
I'm
softened it
burpy.
a little bit, and just used
Sorry.
a small spatula to cover those seams.
again, I'm very quiet
Next thing I have to
because
make are the flaps.
not only
I
I'm
should have
quite
held a
like
takeout box.
tired,
What's wrong with me? Jocelyn, I'm
but
talking about
like
these flaps. For this, I roll out, guess what?
I'm not
More white
in the best
fondant, but I
mental
roll it
day,
thinner than I did for the
basically.
stuff that covered the cake.
So like
Then I
I'm
heat
just
up a template
playing and
that's in
playing
this
and
sort of
playing and playing
triangular
and playing.
shape. And cut
Oh,
out 4 of those
Kindred.
pieces
That
and
is
glue
interesting.
onto the
I
cake
do not know
so
how
they
to
hold
play
each
them.
other. I chose piping gel to glue the flaps onto the sides of my cake. It's a little bit sturdier than water. And another note, when you overlap, don't press too hard because you don't want cracking. You see how, like, it's nicely folded over, but you're using fondant. So if you press too hard, you might get some cracking where it overlaps.
Oh,
Okay, so it is time to paint the logo on the front of my Chinese takeout box. We looked up how to write the word cake in the proper characters, and I was reassured that it was both correct in Mandarin and Cantonese. So you guys tell me if that's right.
Who on the team did
Pierrette.
this? Okay, let's just, guys.
We're just throwing you under the bus, Pierre. They're like, who's Pierrette? Today, you get to know her. Yes, so she sent me the characters. She assured me it was correct in both Mandarin and Cantonese, and
If it's not,
let it go.
let's put her Instagram on the screen.
And now what I'm going to do is lay this template.
just
on
gonna
the
say
front of my cake.
Pierrette
I
is the
mapped it out,
French name.
laid the template, and then by hand went over it very carefully with this food coloring marker. so
Like this is literally a French name, so
all the lines in the
French Canadian much, I think.
was nerve-wracking. One wrong move. One wrong move. And it says something totally different, and I won't even know what it says. I won't even know. I might have made a mistake. I might have made like one line too thick, and now it says groundhog. I don't know. I don't know. I need you to let me know. I did notice something while my cake was laying on its back. I did not patch the seams of the flaps I added to the sides. So I hid the seams in the same way I did before, a bit of thinned royal icing and a small spatula very carefully. You never want to add too much royal icing, it will just look clumpy. You know what I don't do enough of? That was actually my 2018.
Oh, that's a master year.
More seam hiding. So I wanted to make some fun things to go with this cake. So of course I
Lord
bought
of mercy.
fortune cookies and chopsticks.
Ye,
To make some
ye,
sugar
Nico,
fortune
Jax,
I colored
Ari,
some gum
Sir.
paste with the color
Oh
of fortune
god,
cookies, which
this is
I think I did really well.
so
considering
much
how
poking from Zaya, Ari,
Pour
and
the gum
Nico.
nice and thin, and then use a circle cutter to cut out a circle.
And then, well, you have me as Ash.
I want to say it right. I want to say it properly. Now you take that circle, fold it in half, and use a little bit of piping gel at the top of the circle to glue the fold together.
Okay, I'm gonna do something weird, but I'm gonna be burning Ash
Put a cotton cotton ball in either side in the opening.
And the rest of
Then you
all,
wanna
all the
have
rest of
the
my
bottom
items
dry,
gonna
and
be
you do that
marksman.
by the ends, and you fold it over a mug, down over a mug. Okay, and then you allow these cookies to dry. In the meantime, I need to make the little tiny papers that the fortunes are written on. So I roll out some white gum paste as thin as I possibly can, and then I use a ruler and a really sharp paring knife to cut little strips. And then I didn't
Oh my
want them
god.
to dry just completely flat, so I picked them up and gave them like a little bit of life, a little bit of wave, and dried them in different positions. And once they're dry enough, you want to use
Oh,
the
nope.
thinnest food coloring marker you can find and a very light hand.
What does my Q does again?
Paste is really
Grant.
fragile, the thinner
Attack
it
speed.
is, the
Oh my god.
so some of these might break just when I'm writing on them. Right, whatever you want. If you guys have a good idea of what I should have written, leave a comment below. There's going to be some good ideas. Leave them below. I took those fortune cookies off the cup, used tweezers to pull out the cotton. The cotton is not part of the eating process.
Thank goodness we clarified.
I just want you to know. I actually dusted a little bit of cocoa along the outside edge of the fortune cookie just with a small paintbrush, just to make it look baked, right?
I think I have a new pimple on my face. Great. That is fantastic. Really.
To make the chopsticks that I want to stick into this takeout box, I am using some more gum paste, also colored with ivory, and I have 2 bamboo skewers, basically enveloping. Look at that!
Wow.
I am enveloping some bamboo skewers in my sort of natural wood gum paste. And then once it's completely covered, I use my nonstick rolling pin to roll them out, making sure they're nice and flat.
No.
A ruler and a sharp knife to cut around where the skewer is so that I get more of a chopstick shape. You know what I mean? And at the top, I just use my knife to make a little indent to look like the part where you would break them apart. You know when you get takeout food, they give you like the cheaper chopsticks, right? They don't give you the good ones. Once they're dry enough, I again use a food coloring marker. This time I use brown. And I just draw some light lines in
Let me go. Oh my god.
chopstick. I dot it with the brown marker. And now for a final touch to make these lines look more natural and seamless, I'm going to use a little bit of clear alcohol and ivory. And I use a paintbrush and brush that on in the same direction as the lines I drew. And this way I'm sort of blending them and dulling them.
Oh my god. Why are you bullying me like this?
It's time to make my Chinese fried rice. I went to the bulk store and I found these organic rice puffs. So what I'm mixing together is this organic puffed rice, some dried salted peas, because I love sweet and salty. Then I'm using some dried papaya that I'm going to chop into little squares to look like chopped carrot. Guys,
Yes.
I sometimes wish we had like an 80s background sitcom noise. Then I'm using some dried papaya that I'm going to chop into little squares to look like chopped carrot. And for the meat, I'm using Tootsie Rolls. Okay? Slice the Tootsie Rolls with a sharp knife, and then when I have each slice, I turn it on its side and use my small fondant rolling pin to roll them out and flatten them. Then I used a tool that I have had in this kitchen forever but never used, and it's called a fondant crimper. I bought this in England like in the year 2000. I just pinched the Tootsie Roll to create like a meaty texture. I am going to use a little bit of pineapple jam, which I strained. If you can find pineapple jelly, you just want a jelly that's kind of light, and I chose to use pineapple because it will add more flavor as opposed to just clear piping gel, which is just sweet. I also like the thought of pineapple. It makes me think of like sweet and sour sauce. Why didn't we order fried rice on the day I made this?
Yeah, you should have.
So I'm using this jam and I'm just going to stir all of these ingredients.
I'm so dead. Oh my
Now,
god.
doesn't have a cake-out service where we can deliver this delicious cakeified fried rice to you, but we do have a
This son is ridiculous. Like you get chomped by Ari and rooted by fucking Nico. You just don't move. Like you can't move nowhere. You can't do shit.
It's time to handle it. My takeout box needs a handle. So See this little thingy? Basically worried about it not knowing how I was gonna do it until I got to this point. Cody and I had an aha moment together. We both went, a coat hanger. I used a coat hanger. It's perfect. I used like a coated wire coat hanger, and I had to use wire cutters to cut it. Wow. That's not easy. Some seamless footage here. I'm like, don't show my face in that footage. So I also used pliers to bend the hanger. It was really hard to bend. And now I'm rolling my gum paste. First a longer piece to cover the main part of my handle, wrap it around as neatly as I can and cut away any excess, but still leaving it quite rounded. And then I roll out another piece, cut 2 strips and cover the sides, and I try to mend the seam as well as I can.
Did I literally cancel? I think I canceled.
I brushed on some vegetable shortening onto the surface, and then I used a nice soft makeup brush to brush on some silver luster. A lot of
dead.
people like a first for Cody, so when I used luster, he was like, wow, that looks really silver. Like, I get a lot of great feedback. I'm like, oh, yes, it is silver, and that's what I intended. I need to add the lid to hold it in place, or the flaps that make up the lid. Now I insert the flaps on either side of the takeout box. Just sort of adjust them, get them into place, and then I
Now, this is weird to have like laundry on Ash, but Emil, the burning arrows.
I could wreck this cake at this point. You know what I mean? It's still just a
What
cake.
was I using that strategy?
Touch the front where it says cake.
Like literally burning arrows everywhere.
So finally, I decided to get them
No.
in place, and they
No.
all need touching just a little bit.
Are you shitting me?
Inside the lid, and of course, royal icing around the seams of where I added the lid. So between the flaps and the cake. To help these flaps stay in place, I'm going to use my masking.
How did I
tape.
die
So what I do
mid-flash?
is around the
That is
flaps
fucking
backwards.
stupid.
So the sticky side is not up against the cake, it's outside, and I just keep wrapping it, and this will just help them stay in place and dry. It is time to add the handle to this cake. So what I need to do is just make a little mark on the sides of my cake where I should insert the wire, and then really carefully sort of stretch the handle and insert it into the cake. The tricky part about this is the cake is completely white and the handle is painted silver. And luster goes where it wants. So the more you get it wrong or sort of rub it up against the cake, you'll get silver.
Against. It's really
Yay!
amusing the way she
It's time to
says
fill
that.
this cake with sweet fried rice.
No, leave me alone! You
My measuring
bitch!
cup, and I
Can
scoop
somebody
the
get that
rice
fucker
into
off
the
my
takeout
back?
box. This was so
Please.
fulfilling. I don't know why, but I was fulfilled.
Why is he healing
I
so
was
much?
fulfilled
What
filling
does he
the
have?
takeout box.
I get it.
Yeah. More bundling. But I'm not done. I need to add my chopsticks down into the fried rice, and don't forget the fortune cookies. Click here to watch my 4 Amazing Kids birthday cakes compilation, and here to watch my 4 hot drink cake compilation over on Step by Step. No, how to cake it step by step. I will be back next Tuesday. Wonder what I'm making. I already know.
I hope so.
Oh my god. Are you fucking serious? Are you absolutely fucking serious right now? I'm so done. I should have voted yes.
The time has come for me to cake a lobster. This is how lobsters clap. They're like, yay, it's our turn. Started from the bottom, now we're here. It started as a bottom feeder, now we're here.
That's what Drake meant.
That's exactly what he meant. Guys, I feel like this is record breaking on how to cake it. I just baked one 12 by 18 vanilla cake. And you know what? Truth be told, I feel like I could have baked one size smaller. But it's okay. We had a lot to snack on. Now I want to cut it in half lengthwise. And when I do this, I realize it's not as level as I'd like it to be. So I take the time to level each half again, and then I stack one half on top of the other. Now, I made myself a template. I feel like the template was a foreshadowing of how hard this cake would be. Because for some reason the printer didn't work. And I'm going to use that template or parts of that template. I cut out just the main larger parts, and I'm going to use these smaller templates to cut those pieces out of my cake. That was a lot of work for a template. The printer didn't work. And then we did all this troubleshooting. And then I ended up printing it elsewhere. And then it was a lot just for the template. So we should have known. It's like an oracle. Like it was like, I'm gonna give you trouble. Now I can work on finessing all these parts of the lobster. So I'm using a small serrated knife.
Isn't it?
I'm gonna
Please,
round
please
down the
just,
top
please
edge,
just win.
round it underneath.
Like,
With the
yes,
tail,
I'm
I need
still
to sort
gonna
of,
try, you know.
taper
I'm not
down
gonna
the tail.
completely give up on my team and I just gonna try to do the shit,
That was
but
the microphone. I'm gonna
isn't
carve
it?
some ridges
And my
into
pain
the table.
and my suffering.
I'm gonna carve some ridges into the tail, and for the head, same sort of thing. I need to round it out and narrow it
No,
sort of at the
no,
top.
no.
I just keep looking at, well, frankly, really scary pictures of lobsters on my phone. Same for the claw. For the claw, what I cut out is the main sort of fatter portion, you know, where all like the good meat is, and down to its, I know it's not an elbow, but I don't know what to call it. This interview is going to be difficult because obviously a lobster has anatomy, but I don't know what it is. Claw, tail. I know the parts that I like eating. And now, remember, the body and the tail are 2 layers, so I'm going to remove the top layer and simple syrup all of my cake. Before I fill my cakes, I thought, you know, I always like to try
Oh
and
my God.
match the flavor profile.
Do we actually
of
have a
the cake
chance?
with what I'm making. So like in my mango cakes a couple weeks ago, I did a mango buttercream. So you guessed it, I'm gonna make a lobster infused buttercream. So for this I need lobster meat. So Jocelyn, I need your help. Let's get to it. We're basically each gonna get a lobster.
Yep.
And we're gonna see who can pull out the most meat the fastest. Bib it up. This is technically our first unboxing.
This is our first unboxing.
And it's a lobster, not a cake.
Oh boy, this is so weird. Oh man.
Oh, mine's heavy. And now we're gonna work hard to get the meat out.
I'm gonna follow this step by step. Number one.
I love this. This is not working.
Possible.
This is not working.
I refuse to waste this lobster. I'm gonna get all the meat out of the tail. I just flipped the lobster juice in my eye.
And on my arm.
Sorry. What exciting thing is happening today for you on this very day?
Oh, it's my son's first day of grade 1.
Yay! Oh yeah, that's a big deal.
He was excited. There were no tears from him anyway.
Oh.
Come on. Yes. Lobster
Oh, I
themed.
just splattered it. Oh god,
Oh.
this has lobster.
Are you gonna be all right? Oh, that's gonna be your perfume.
Oh.
Mine's cocoa, and
Oh,
yours
is
is
it
lobster
lobster?
juice. Mine's gonna sell fast. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna further distract your questions. What's your favorite thing to do with Mr. Cake?
Let's drink wine. Sorry, that's the true answer. Eat. Mr. Cake is a great cook.
Yes, yes.
Eat and drink wine. Oh, this one had to go down.
Oh, stop, yo! Stop! Oh my gosh.
Thank God.
There.
Cut to Yo with a black eye in the next episode.
Yes! Full piece, completely out.
Look at me. Hello. It's like 007, but less.
Less
cool.
Okay. 7 and 5/8 ounces.
Yeah, 7.
7 ounces, 5/8.
You got lobster juice on my skin.
Sorry.
From?
That number is creeping up. 6 and 5/8.
Wait.
No, you're. Okay, well played. Let's should we cheers?
Congratulations, Jocelyn.
You see,
I don't
you
think
sound so
I never had
You
lobster.
should have done this. I could have used a model.
Yeah, you should have done this after you came to.
So how does lobster buttercream sound to you guys? I'm gonna save that lobster meat for a lobster salad. Now that the simple syrup is soaked in, I'm going to fill these cakes with Italian meringue buttercream and crumb coat and chill.
I never have lobster. I had all the
My
crustacean.
crumb coat is chilled, so it's time to ice my cake.
Lot of crab and crawdad, but not
So,
lobster.
Next, it's time to cover
For
this
that
cake with
crayfish,
fondant.
I don't know how
I
you
have
call
some
it.
red fondant, already colored, and I'm going to begin to cover all of these pieces. It's essentially every single part of it is free form. You know that I like structure and rulers.
I think
and
I'm
I
gonna
like-
make one more. I'm
Nope,
gonna do
I
one
just
more
kept
game.
looking at scary pictures of lobsters and covering the cake. So I covered the tail first. For the bottom part of the tail, as
Last
one,
game,
then I
and
started
I'm gonna
cut
call
strips
it.
of my
I
fondant
need
and
to.
cover
Oh my
it
god!
in strips. And
I just
then
realized
I went
something.
and allowed it to just overlap
Today is
until
Tuesday.
I covered the whole thing. Here's something I want to know. Out of all the people watching this video, who is watching How to Cake It for the very first time right now? This is for you. Hashtag new
Today is
video.
Thursday.
If you are new here,
Tuesday, I
welcome.
mean.
And if you
Today's
wanna check out
Tuesday,
some of
which
my
means that I have
all-time
Korean
favorite
class
cakes,
today.
click here. Now I'm gonna move
I
on
have-
and cover the
How?
of the lobster. It's like the head and torso.
They have a head and a torso, they just don't have a neck.
You're right. They're necklace.
They're a necklace.
Yeah, and I'm going to cover this part
How
as one.
the
If you look at
hell?
a lobster's face, which I don't advise.
How the hell am I going to attend Korean
Imagine
class?
a lobster was the size of a person. We'd all be running scared. All this stuff coming at you, and then two beady
Oh,
eyes.
can
I'm
I
gonna
not?
cover my claws one at a time? As if there's no-
Does literally
But I rolled
nobody
out
in my
enough on it
team
to
has
cover both,
Renata?
cut it in half, and then I covered one claw.
I want
and I
garfish.
wanted the fondant to wrap around the claws, so I did flip it over carefully onto my sponge and tuck it all
Oh,
underneath. And
also.
now I gotta start adding some detail, and quite frankly, I don't know where to begin. I could decorate this cake for days and never feel like it looks like a lobster.
Well, they have a lot of details.
They have a lot going on. I'm gonna begin by adding some details to the
I want.
bottom part
I
of
don't.
my cake.
How am I?
So for this, I'm rolling
How
out some
I'm
yellow
literally
fondant and some
sitting
green.
there,
The tail is kind of
half
divided
watching,
into
half listening to the video, and at the same time, I'm like,
So
am
going
I
to roll my
actually
fondant and
capable
cut it and
of
cover
following
each petal on its own,
Korean
letting it
class
overlap.
today?
The lobster, the tail at the bottom is like kind of hairy. It's not quite hairy, but it definitely is like fibrous. So what I'm going to do on the two outer
I don't
petals,
know.
I'm actually going to sort of
I honestly don't know.
across, and then I'm using
'Cause
medical
I am-
scissors the same way I did on Korg to create that fibrous look, and then I'm going to do it at the bottom of all 5 petals.
Because I'm definitely not in a good mental state. LeBlanc is misfortune trending me. Like literally, I can play.
You know what I
I
mean?
can play.
It's incredible. Okay.
Imagine putting this one in the book.
Oh, I had that thought yesterday. I was like, thank goodness I didn't think of putting a lobster in the book, because I'd still be writing the book. Now, I'm gonna roll out a piece of fondant that I want to add to my head and torso, and I need to recreate that point at the front. So I'm going to allow my fondant to drape over and gather it at the front. And then I'm going to tuck it all under, trim away
Gonna
the
warn my
excess, and in
teacher
order to support
that
point,
I'm not like
I'm going to insert
between
a
yesterday and
lollipop
today.
stick.
I'm
I
not
know it's not
been
its
in a
nose, but I
best
don't know what
in a
that is,
best
this point.
the best mental
In a
state.
similar shape to the way it is on the lobster.
And I'm gonna be honest with her and tell her
Second
that
onto the
I
claws. Now these guys are quite like sharp. They have little things that jut out. Like I guess they could just like elbow people away. Did you just cut yourself on a lobster?
Oh my gosh, that hurt.
What did you just do?
Like they're little, these little things. They have little.
To recreate these thorns, I'm going to use a combination of tweezers and my fingers. That's another thing. While I was making this cake, I felt like a giant because I felt like I had like giant hands with giant fingers because I kept wanting to pinch the fondant into like pointy little thorns, but that's hard to do. That's what Ludacris's song is about, and other people don't know this. Oh no, Rhythm Bones. Move out of my way. Oh, okay, good. I'm there. Now I need to do some other things, okay?
Thank you for letting us.
Yeah. Now it's time to do some other things. Before I continue to decorate this lobster, I need to add some CMC to the rest of my red fondant. And the reason I'm doing this is everything else I'm gonna sculpt now will only be made out of fondant. So I just want it to be a little sturdier and be able to hold up its shape. It's time to sculpt the inner part of the claw. So like the claw, one part is much bigger, and then it's like, imagine my hand was a claw.
Okay, got it.
Right? Yeah, what can I say? I sculpted it. I cut it to fit. I also used my tweezers on the inner part to make it look rough. And then I just sort of attached it to the claw. Now this
That
lobster
Trindamin
clap.
skin looks hot as hell. Like I
Do the clap. Let's do the lobster clap. The lobster clap. I'm on fire today. Which reminds me, we have not yet debuted our album.
Just keep taking a backseat to these cakes, I tell you.
You know what I'm saying? Now I need to sculpt. This is literally what I wrote in my notes because I don't know what to call it. The part of the arm that attaches the claws to body. But that's what I'm making. So I'm gonna basically just take some of my red fondant, roll it into like sort of thick tubes, and then.
Oh, this
sculpt
is
it
the
with
first blood.
lines. And once again, there's some more.
'Cause
pinching
nobody is
involved
dying yet.
for those spikes. And I used a sculpting tool just to mimic, like I said, all I did was keep looking at scary pictures of lobster. I knew I should have made the 8 legs first and got them out of the way, but I just kept procrastinating because I knew it was going to take a long time. I rolled a piece of my fondant into a ball and then I cut it into 8 like pie slices. And here we go. So this is how I'd explain it. I rolled my fondant into a tube and then I used a small cell stick, which is a sculpting tool that's just like, it's like a tiny little rolling pin. It's like the size of a bamboo skewer, but
I didn't see it yet.
thank you. So I made an indent where all the joints of its leg are, right? On one side of the joint, I sort of thinned out the fondant with my fingertips, and then on the other side, I pushed that tube up against it. Because everything, it's like an Iron Man suit. I sort of thinned out the end, you know, like a teardrop. And
Oh,
then
I died.
cut the claw
Oops.
open with a scissor.
I didn't realize
Then I used
I was this close to this. My
picture
bad.
that I don't even know where I got it to pinch the inside of these mini claws. And that's what I did to make the tiny claws look rough. And I did that 8 times. That was 1. So now imagine I explained it 8 times, like over and over. Can we just repeat this, like on a loop? Now I have 8 completed lobster legs.
Woo! Let's clap, Cody.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it from the audience. Thank you very much.
I
That worked.
didn't. Oh my god. I clicked on it, but I didn't board it.
So helpful, and they really dictate how I felt making this cake. Make part between head and body. That's what I'm making next. So what I need to do is roll out a sheet of fondant, and then I brushed on some clear piping gel at the base of the torso.
I
and
wanted
wrapped a strip
to.
of fondant around it. Okay, the strip was a little too thick.
I wanted
so I
to
needed cut it, but I didn't
shield
want
him,
to rip it
like,
off. So what I did is I just put like a circle cutter underneath.
WM,
support
but
it and cut up
I
against that.
couldn't.
And then
Like
I
it happened
realized,
too fast. I
looking
could
back
not.
at the scary pictures, I had missed one overlap on the tail, like a short one shell. I don't know. One of those. So I'm just going to use a little more fondant and add another layer onto my tail. There's going to be some like lobster.
You're not going nowhere.
Who gets really mad in the comments of this video. I don't know, somebody who studies lobsters. Yolanda clearly hasn't studied lobsters, and she isn't fit to make a cake to look like a lobster because I have no idea what any of the parts are called. And I'm sorry. I need to recreate the texture because that part of the lobster is also like fibrous or hairy. Yeah, if you are the lobsterologist of
Oh
planet
my
Earth,
god.
start your essay now. So now we need to address the fact that lobsters have like 2 long antennae, but then they have like 4 little ones that are always like right here. I don't know how it's not blocking their vision. I have no idea. I'm gonna make those parts. So for the long antenna, I am using a thick floral wire, and to texture it, I used a ribbed rolling pin that I had. So I was rolling on a rolling pin. And then at the base of the antenna,
Okay.
I'm just
Does
gonna add
it feel?
tubes of fondant, because when I looked at this
Oh,
lobster
Miss
face,
Fortune
you could
was
tell
going
on the
originally
side
to
of,
have Leandre, but she
Something.
backed down and she went for. I
and
don't
then
know.
for the smaller, I'm using a thinner floral wire. I find it easiest to roll my fondant into tubes and then feed the wire through the tube and then roll it between.
She kind of should have stick to Leandre.
Straight on the same ribbed rolling pin. Is that their mouth? So that's like it has 4 tongues?
Yeah.
Lobsterologist, please. I need you to add 6 more paragraphs to what I say. So now, oh, eyeballs.
Here's a question, do lobster eyes have catchlights?
No, I don't think so.
They're just dead and black.
They were, I mean, they're just, I feel like you'd lose the catchlight in your eye after you were cooked.
Yeah, that's
Is that too real? Is that too real for you? 'Cause maybe the live ones do. They're out there throwing bows. They're like, yeah, but no. All right. So now it's time to paint this lobster. I put out like a whole array of every type of red I had and then decided to paint it orange because it's quite bright. That's actually what I did. So I painted the entire surface, everything except the eyeballs, with orange. Now I need to speckle this lobster cake, and for this I'm using copper.
Who knew?
Who knew? I want this paint to be a bit thicker than my orange was, and then I also want to have just paper towels nearby so I can dip my brush.
I
in the
think
paint,
my dog is
dab off
doing
the
some
excess before.
bad stuff again.
So yeah,
Cause I can hear my mom.
lobster until
I can hear my mom
that's I don't
going,
really know
"Suki!"
how to explain what I did.
So I kind of tell, kind of can tell that she's doing something.
Oh wait, paint your eyeballs.
Also, they're probably
Once you're
going
happy
for
with your
Shabo.
lobster, you can assemble it, of course, on a silver platter on a bed of lettuce. And I'm mostly happy about this because I get to sing, I wanna lay you down on a bed of lettuce. Yeah, so I'm going to have my silver platter, bed of lettuce. I'm gonna carefully pick up the
I love that
meatball
woman
with the
so much.
lobster and
Like,
lay it on top.
Yolanda Gump is
Then
an
I'm going
amazing
to
person.
add the jumbo claw. These are some meaty claws. You got big
You
claws.
got big claws.
And of course,
Oh my lord.
the eyes and the antenna.
Not the
and
bullshit ass ERP type deal going on in the chat.
food grabbers.
You're not going nowhere, girl.
Oh, guys!
Why you want me?
I have made a lobster cake before. Orhan, I need to show the audience. This lobster is 16 years old.
What? See a little progress, Huey?
Yeah, they look slightly different, I think. It's a bit better. Just a bit.
Oh my god.
Classic tees and hoodies are back for the fall.
Y'all
and
need
they're
to
on
stop
sale
being
this week.
out of range for my shit. Like, for real, for
Dot
real.
cake hoodie I'm wearing right now. There's a link in the description below.
Just
Click
eat the
one
tower.
up.
Just eat the tower. Just eat the tower. Just eat the tower. I'm gonna burn them down. Just eat the
Maybe
tower.
new viewers will like it.
I just
Make sure
miss.
to check out our newest compilation over on Step by Step. It's the ultimate
Is it
ooey
a few?
gooey
Oh, that's a
highlight
Reverend.
reel.
Wait.
We're really gonna
Yes, it's a
highlight
Reverend.
those ooey gooey moments.
I think you're good.
Yay!
Yeah.
I need some life steal.
I didn't even check. It must be.
Oh, you must be. If you've got it in. Oh, there you go.
Welcome to our first YouTube Live. We're going to be doing this every Thursday at 5 p.m. EST.
Yo, let's take a second and applaud you. Your first YouTube live.
Maybe I should take my finger off the lens.
Okay, yeah, Jeremy, don't go off the lens.
Jeremy,
Sorry.
don't get your finger all in there.
We're just trying to make the finger big.
That's not why people are here, Jeremy. Can everyone hear us?
Yeah, let us know if you can hear us. So, it is highly requested that I do a kitchen tour. But the kitchen's not open. So, we're going to do...
Yeah, you gotta tell
We're
yourself.
going to do a blindfolded kitchen tour. I'm going to wear this blindfold. Jocelyn's going to test it to see if she can stuff it, but I'm very...
So why are we doing this, Yolanda? How would you describe yourself?
I'm
That's
really
fun.
neat and organized.
So you know where everything is in this kitchen.
Yes, but I have a feeling you two hid things.
I honestly didn't.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna put this blindfold on.
I'm gonna
Josh is gonna
change.
say something, and I have to go and find him.
Okay, blindfold on.
I need help. My phone.
Here, come here.
There you go. No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, Josh,
You're good.
hands are on camera.
Here, let's get your hands. There you go.
So,
Oh, that's nice and tight. Thank you.
sorry, is that too tight?
It's all right.
Now don't try and cheat, yo.
Shut down.
See. How's that?
Shut down.
I hear you did a little hair fluff.
Thanks for the flush. I'm sure it helps.
Okay, let's see.
You're gonna. But
Okay,
I'm gonna bump
okay.
into stuff.
I know, but you gotta be careful.
Okay, go. I know where I am right now. Okay, go.
Okay, wait. Move away from the butcher block. We gotta make this fair.
Don't make me turn.
Turn in a circle 3 times. Turn in a
I
circle.
only do this for pinatas. It's not worth it.
I'll tell you when to stop. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh.
Stop. Okay, here we go. Can you please, and Jeremy, you can get behind the butcher block. You just follow
Okay, I
Yolanda.
can follow around. All right.
Yolanda, please find me the blue sugar container.
What?
Blue sugar container.
Like a container of blue sugar, you mean?
No, the blue.
Oh, what's that blue first of all?
Okay, it's a
like
Tiffany.
teal.
Okay, figure out where you are. Okay, you know where you are now. I know you know where you are. Okay, sugar. Will she know? Let's get behind it and read it. Oh my god!
Oh my god.
The unicorn stands on it.
But even the fact you know that is crazy. Okay, you can. I'm sure you're gonna put it back perfectly while blindfolded.
Wait, there's a seam, so I know that's at the back or something. So
Okay.
that's probably at the back.
Okay, let's make while we're in this area. I'm gonna make it easy because you know where you are.
Did I do it?
Yes, you
That's
did.
pretty
That was
good.
great. Okay, so let's widen out a little bit. Yolanda, can you find me the jar of purple sprinkles?
It's sugar.
No.
Oh, no, sprinkles?
It is sprinkles. Okay, so pan up a little bit.
Knock it in glass.
This is so bad.
If you get this without touching them, I'm gonna die. Oh my!
Is it?
Yes.
Can I look?
No.
Okay.
Just leave it there. Let's not cause any accidents.
Okay.
Okay. Can you find me the red mixing bowl that has like a spout? It's sort of like a big. Okay, so.
Jeremy,
Okay.
move out of the way.
You're really grasping. Yes. Yes. Okay. Can you? I know. Here's a good one. Can you please show me the cake you're working on right now for a future episode? Oh wow, you went right in the right direction. This is what mice do?
Yeah, they like go on the border. Here.
There you go. Okay, guys. Ask them to leave a comment. Guys, leave a comment. What do you think that is?
Yeah, leave a comment. What do you think this is? It's highly requested.
It's highly requested.
Highly requested.
Oh, and there's the very loud fridge, as usual.
There we go. She's like, hey guys, I'm here too. They always shut me off.
YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, Yolanda. There's another clue to that cake that we can maybe show people. Do you know where that clue is?
Yes.
This is
I don't
dangerous.
want to bump into stuff. Like up here. Yes.
Oh.
That's too much.
Oh, we kind of gave it away. All right. We'll move away. Okay, Yolanda, can you find me the picture of your father in a chef's hat?
No. Okay, hold on. I gotta think about what. It's in like a square person. But it's the last one.
Oh.
This one.
You're
With a
so
cupcake.
good. Okay, show us.
This one.
Jeremy, yeah, there you go. Stay there for a sec, yo. That's Yo's daddy. Woohoo! So cute. Okay, I'm gonna make this. So
Okay, Suki did something really bad because I just heard my mom yell. after him.
Okay. I think you moved some. No, I didn't. I swear to God, I didn't. I was just looking. I was just looking for some. Okay, Yolanda, can you find me your favorite food coloring? Ivory.
You know, I do put them in order of colors.
Of course you do.
So if it's
Okay, let's look at the jar now. Let's get a good look in here. Hold on, y'all. Can you move it just so you? Okay.
I'm watching the video.
wait,
Watch this.
Double kill.
Yolanda, your costume looks adorable. I love it.
I said I
This
wanted
is an
to
Halloween
make
cake.
the queen bee, not a queen bee. Welcome back to How to Cake It. I'm Yolanda. Halloween is just days away, and we are gonna make a haunted house.
I'm not gonna have the time to go to there, do
And
I?
when I say we, do I have a surprise for you? Someone is gonna make her way out from behind the camera and help me decorate this haunted house cake. Isn't that right, Jocelyn?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Let's get started. I have baked two 11 by 15 inch cakes that are marbled. They're actually vanilla and chocolate cake. The vanilla cake has been dyed orange and purple, and the chocolate cake has been dyed black. I'm going to remove these cakes from their pans, level them, and remove the caramelization from the bottom. For all the step-by-step details on how I achieved this pattern in my cake, and for the exact dyes I used for my batter, head to howtocakeit.com and read my blog for this episode. Also, we have an exclusive Halloween cupcake recipe from Nick from the Scran line at howtocakeit.com.
I'm
It
dead.
is only
I'm
available
dead.
there.
Are you a 90-year-old witch?
I'd rather be a 90-year-old witch than a queen bee. I'm using two gingerbread house kits that I got at a local store. It's actually like a haunted gingerbread house. I'm gonna cut my cakes into slabs that fit inside my gingerbread houses, just like I did in my Christmas gingerbread house video. First, I'm gonna cut my cake slabs to be wide enough, and then I'm gonna cut my cakes deep enough to fit the depth of my house. I'm gonna keep this third piece of cake because I might
I don't know
need it
what
to
the
go
fuck is going on with people playing at this hour, but I swear to God, they have some issues. Like something wrong. Something isn't
I
right.
need some help. You look great in your costume. I know. I told him I wanted to be queen. I know. The queen. I know. You can pick up Sir Squeeze and all his costumes at howtocakeit.com. It's time to stack and fill my cake layers with Italian meringue buttercream, and I want to make sure that they're high enough for the tallest.
I need to go to the bathroom.
I'm placing my cake on a big board that will give me some room for decorating.
What the fuck is this seed?
around the house. You might have noticed often when I
Oh.
fill square cakes, I like to just put an extra dollar
Right.
on the corners. This is because sometimes I find when you put on the next layer,
So my
and I don't want it to be lower and build a cake that starts.
none of my people have the seed. Like they already quit it. So that's
I
great.
like to scrape away the excess buttercream from the sides of my cake as I build it up. I use an icing spatula to do this because it helps me to see that my cake is lining up straight as I build. But don't put that buttercream back into your beautiful bowl of buttercream. Scrape it aside in a separate bowl. You can use it to crumb coat. The top peak of my gingerbread house is 7.5 inches tall, but right now my cake is only 6 inches tall. So I'm actually going to use my last two slabs of cake. I need to trim one to fit two together to make one more layer of cake. Now I'm going to chill this cake so the buttercream is nice and firm so I can cut the shape of my roofs. Roofs? Yeah, my cake is chilled, and what I want to do is line up my front pieces of gingerbread house and my back pieces of gingerbread house to help me cut the roofs. I'm just
So
gonna spread
Alistair,
on a little
good
pat of
quit.
buttercream onto each one of my gingerbread cookies. That will help
That's
stick to my cake
fun.
just for now so that I can make my marks and know where to cut.
That's great. That's really great.
Just carefully remove
That's fucking fantastic.
slabs of gingerbread from your cake.
I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm fucking ecstatic.
Following the marks I made
Like,
on both sides
this
of my
is great.
cake, I'm going to cut the peaks of the roofs. Here I go. Jocelyn, can you tell me if I'm lining up in the front line? Oh, good. We're off to a good start. Just fit your knife within the grooves that you've created and slowly cut down, checking both sides so you carve your roofs away. Ta-da! Remember all that crummy buttercream you had? You can actually use it to crumb coat your cake. You can watch me make my Italian meringue buttercream. There's a link to the video below. I just love it for crumb coat. This cake is crumb coated, but now it needs to chill. Oh, what? Look at that.
Oh my god, you whore. I forgot. I always forget that I have hourglass, and I don't even know why I'm.
Icing over top. Stabilizer. I love this tool. It keeps my bowl safely in place.
I'm reporting. I'm reporting Alistar.
My cake is iced. It needs to chill again, but in the meantime, to make my haunted house extra creepy, I'm gonna paint all the windows and doors.
I'm just gonna end the stream, and when I'm ending, I was just gonna report the Alistar because that bitch rage quitted, and we could have won if it didn't. So yeah. I don't know when I'm gonna stream again, but yeah, bye.